In just a moment, X-1, but first, here's an important date to remember. It's this Sunday when the highly acclaimed program On the Line with Bob Considine premieres on NBC Radio. Behind each news event is a human interest story, and beginning Sunday, you can hear these fascinating sidelights with commentator Bob Considine. You'll also meet the important people who make the headlines, people from the government, labor, and management, or perhaps someone in your own hometown today. The latest news becomes more meaningful when you understand the human interest. So make a date to hear On the Line with Bob Considine. Now stay tuned for X-1 on NBC.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents X-1. Tonight, The Old Die Rich by H.L. Gold.
The uniformed cop at the door told me to get lost. But Lou Pape spotted me and told the man to let me in. It was a shabby room. They always are. There was a woman on the bed, an old woman with white hair, thin enough to show the tight-drawn scalp. The medical examiner was going over her as if she were a side of beef that you had to put a federal-grade stamp on.
When are you going to stop taking this ham friend of yours around to these cases, Sergeant, just to gratify his morbid curiosity?
Forget about Weldon, Doc. What did she die of?
Not eating, malnutrition.
Oh, now look, Doc, in the top bureau drawer, she had bank books showing $32,000 from 5 different banks. Now, she had the price of a meal.
Malnutrition induced by senile psychosis. They starve because they're less afraid of death than digging into their savings.
I don't know, Doc. It doesn't feel right to me.
Listen, Weldon, just because you get up on a stage or on some half-baked television show and make believe you're 70 years old doesn't qualify you as an expert on gerontology.
Maybe not, Doc. But I went bald at 25, and I've been playing old men ever since. There's a lot more to it than just shuffling around and talking in a high-cracked voice.
Yeah, there hasn't been an actor since Otis Skinner.
Maybe. But the way I work, I have to get inside the character. I have to decide when he was born, how he got along with his father, where he went to school, what he thinks of women, everything about a character.
There isn't a one of them these days can make themselves heard past the 5th row.
Look, I'm serious. Now, I've tried imagining myself growing weak from hunger. I've tried to think of not even spending a nickel to keep me from dying. Well, I just don't believe it. It isn't right. I don't feel it.
Well, lucky for me, I don't have to feel these things inside of me because I'm a doctor and not an actor. Sergeant, malnutrition induced by senile psychosis. I'll order the wicker basket from Bellevue. So long, Barrymore.
Well, he's right, Mark. We get a couple of these cases every year. Some old bat starving to death with $17,000 in old bills pinned on his union suit. Turns up all the time.
Well, it doesn't feel right.
Well, he knows his business.
But he doesn't know old people. I do. It isn't easy to starve to death. Not when you can buy day-old bread at the bakery or wilted vegetables the grocer's ready to throw out. Anyone who's willing to eat that stuff can stay alive from day to day. Hunger's it's a pretty potent instinct.
Maybe they get too sick to go out after old bread or wilted vegetables.
It takes weeks to die of starvation. Did you ever try starving for weeks, Lou?
No, did you?
Well, the point is somebody would find out, a janitor, a landlord, somebody, and they'd get him to a hospital.
Forget about it, Mark. Can't argue with it. Here there were 5 bank books, $32,000.
Yeah, she took good care of them. They look almost new.
Sure she did. Most important thing in the world, huh?
April 23rd, 1907, $150. The ink's pretty dark. Shouldn't it be faded?
She probably never took it out in the light.
Anyone ever think of testing the ink?
What for? Banks' records always check. These aren't forgeries, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, I'd like to get a chemist working on this ink.
Now, Mark. Look, this is strictly against regulations. I got to take these books down to the squad room and sign them in.
Pretty dark ink for 1907.
Well, it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess I could hold them over tonight and bring them down to the property clerk in the morning.
Good. I know where I can find a chemist.
Mr. Weldon, there's no doubt of it. The ink sample is typical of inks used 50 years ago. 1907 would be about right.
There, you see, Weldon? I was supposed to go to the Trotters tonight.
But according to the amount of oxidation, it's fresh enough to be only a few months old.
There, I was right.
Well, couldn't that be the result of unusually careful handling, though?
Oh, yes, I suppose it could. An airtight compartment, perhaps, sealed with one of the inert gases or a vacuum. That might account for the lack of normal aging.
Lou, you can't keep inert gases in a top bureau drawer in a fourth-floor walk-up.
Yeah. Well, it's probably some simple explanation.
For fresh ink, half a century old. I've been going out on these cases for about a year. It's my specialty, playing old people, and when I'm not working television or something on Broadway, I go down to the homes for the aged or the parks or just watch. Lou Pape's an old friend of mine, and he put me on these malnutrition cases. But there was more to it than just picking up color and tricks of the trade. There had to be a better reason for it. You can't just starve to death with upwards of $30,000 right at your fingertips. Not without at least buying a bowl of soup. I had a run of television that kept me busy for about a month. Then Lou Pape called me up and asked me to come down to Bellevue.
I'll autopsy if you want it, Sergeant, but I can give you the cause of death right now. Malnutrition due to senile psychosis.
What's up, Lou?
Well, Mark, an old guy was found wandering around down on Hester Street. Suffering from malnutrition. He had $17,000 in cash inside the lining of his jacket.
Is he alive?
No, not now he isn't. Doc's got him in the room there, but he was stumbling around when the cop on the beat picked him up.
Did he say anything?
Well, he talked to the cop. Pretty smart young kid. Seems the old man kept talking about money, about his wife. She must have been dead 20 years. And then, just before he went out completely, he did say something, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Well, what was it?
El Greco.
You mean the artist?
Well, that's what Stankiewicz said. He's the officer who picked him up. Said he remembered he'd heard the name on that television quiz program. You know, the jockey who's the art expert there.
El Greco.
Probably some Greek restaurant where he was bumming his meals. Are you sure you want an autopsy, Sergeant? It's late. I won't get to it till tomorrow.
All right, take your time, Doc.
There's something else, isn't there, Lou?
Well, maybe, Mark. We found the old guy's room, and there was an ad thumbtacked over the sink. Nothing too unusual.
Yeah?
Here it is.
Men and women wanted, light work suitable for old people. No references required.
Well, I checked it with the lieutenant. He says to forget it. He says it figures for an old guy to be interested in an ad like that.
An old guy with $17,000 in cash?
Yeah. Well, I didn't figure I'd argue with the lieutenant.
You mind if I keep it?
No, go ahead.
It was an old brownstone house in the East 80s. I got in line with the rest of the applicants. My face was lined with collodion wrinkles, and I wore an antique shiny suit and run-down shoes. It was a good makeup job. I looked more authentic than the rest of the old-timers who were waiting for the interview. I finally came up to where a woman was asking the questions.
Name?
Kernet. Louis Kernet. Kernet.
Mm-hmm. Address?
Well, I don't exactly have a place. I've been staying with a fella down on 12th Street, a friend of mine. I met him in the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm. Previous occupation?
Well, I worked at a lot of things. Used to be a printer way back. I could handset...
Do you have any references?
Well...
Family?
No, ma'am. I haven't got any family. I had a cousin in Salt Lake City, but I haven't seen him in 30 years or more. The ad said you didn't need no references.
Well, that's right. Now, will you wait in the other room?
Yes, ma'am. Do I get the job, ma'am?
Just wait in the other room.
I shuffled into the other room and sat down to wait. I concentrated on building a character for Louis Kernet. If I was going to carry this through, I was going to have to play a better performance than I'd ever given before. In about half an hour, a young woman came into the room. I'd planned to be dozing the way an old man would, and so my eyes were closed when I heard the door close. When I opened them, I was looking into the barrel of a .38 revolver.
Are you awake now, Mr. Weldon?
Huh? Ma'am?
I don't think you need to carry on anymore. If you need any further convincing, you are Mark Weldon. You're about 40 years old, and you played this same character on television about 6 weeks ago. You played it fairly well.
Thank you. Would you mind putting down that gun?
Yes. Why did you apply for this position, Mr. Weldon? You're not old. Not really.
Well, as a matter of fact, it was a bet. I was having an argument about the method with an actor who trained at the Old Vic. I bet him that I could get by off the stage with
don't bother. You've been very busy recently trying to find out why senile psychotics starve themselves to death.
How did you know that?
Well, I happen to know that you've been present at several police investigations into these cases, and you're a good friend of Sergeant Lou Pape.
Well, you know a great deal more about me than I do about you.
Well, I would be glad to enlighten you. My name is May Roberts. I'm the daughter of the late Dr. Anthony Roberts, the physicist, who was dismissed from the Brookhaven Atomic Energy Laboratory 5 years ago.
I assume you're connected with these starvation cases, or you wouldn't have known I was investigating them.
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I'm not afraid of professional detectives, Mr. Weldon. They deal only with facts. But I don't like amateurs. They guess too much. They don't stick to reality. Consequently, they're likely to get too close to the truth.
Unfortunately, Miss Roberts, I'm nowhere near the truth. I haven't the slightest idea how you're tied in with those starvation
Well,
deaths.
I intend to show you, Mr. Weldon. I'm happy to announce that you have the job.
Now, look,
Don't move, Mr. Weldon. Oh, incidentally, about 15 minutes ago, I called Sergeant Pape and told him I was your sister just in from Pittsburgh. I wanted to get in touch with you very badly, and Sergeant Pape was very sorry. He wished he could help me, but he didn't have the slightest idea where you were. All right, Mr. Weldon. Right ahead of you, please. Through that door.
She didn't look like the kind of girl who would forget to hold the gun on me as I went down the hall. So that's all I did, just go down the hall. I climbed up to the 4th floor to a large room. There was a maze of electrical equipment bolted down, tubes and wires and dials. In the middle of the room was a wire mesh cage. She kept that gun on me, steady as a rock. She began to set readings on the dials and flip switches on the control panel.
It'll take about 5 minutes for the field to build up, Mr. Weldon. Please get in the cathode area.
You mean that wire cage?
Go ahead.
All right.
Now, I wouldn't advise moving now, Mr. Weldon. The wire carries some 10,000 volts.
Now, look, Miss
Mr.
Roberts.
Weldon, you're curious, and you could turn out to be a great nuisance to me. As long as you've come this far, we might as well both benefit by it.
Benefit?
You'll find a suit of clothes on the floor there. Put it on.
But after all...
Put it on.
I didn't know whether she was bluffing about the electric charge, but the revolver looked real enough, so I stripped and changed into the other clothes. The shoes were a little too tight and pointed. The collar of the shirt was too stiffly starched and too high under my chin. The suit was too narrow at the shoulders and at the ankles. I remember my father had a suit like that. The same shiny blue serge.
All right. In your pocket, you'll find a set of envelopes. You'll find a set of instructions on each. Follow them carefully.
I don't get it.
You will. Use the envelopes in the order they're arranged.
What's this all about?
Mr. Weldon, I meant it when I said this could be a benefit to both of us. There's no use explaining anything. You'll find out. And don't try to escape. It can't be done. All right. Now the field generators are ready.
Look, Miss Roberts, this is absolutely...
Just follow instructions, Mr. Weldon.
I blinked. I was standing outside a bank on a sunny day in spring. I stared at the people passing by. They were dressed like the characters in a 1930 movie. The women wore long dresses and flower pot hats. Men had hard straw hats, suits with narrow shoulders. Cars were square with flat radiators in the front. There was a trolley car passing by, and suddenly I realized that the last trolley car stopped running in Manhattan years ago. I tried to figure it out. It was New York, all right. I recognized some of the buildings. First, I figured it must have been hypnosis. And then I looked at the first of the envelopes in my pocket. I read it and walked into the bank.
Yes, sir. Our Mr. Golden tells me that you wish to open an account.
Yes, that's right.
Uh-huh. Well, we're very happy to have a new depositor. Very happy indeed. Of course, you realize the institution is in sound condition, very sound. You needn't worry about all those rumors in this bank. No, sir. Solid.
Well, that's good.
All right, now then, name? Mark Weldon. You have no address in the city at present?
No.
And you're depositing $150?
That's right.
All righty. I'll just check the slip here. $150, right. And the date, May 15th, of course, 1931.
31? The Depression.
Oh, now, Mr. Weldon, this is a very good year for business. This temporary recession is bound to abate. Sound banking policies will see us through. It's just around the corner, you know.
What is?
Prosperity. All right, Mr. Weldon, we're very happy to have your account.
I went outside the bank, and I stood there in the spring sunlight and let the terror soak into me. Possibility of the entire situation was gnawing at the edges of my mind. And then suddenly I wasn't there. It was as fast as blinking. I was outside another bank in the same city. The date on the next envelope was May 29th, and it was still 1931. I made a $75 deposit there, and then $100 at another place a few days later, spending a few minutes each time and going ahead anywhere from a couple of days to almost a month. In 1934, I found myself inside a broker's office.
Very well, Mr. Weldon. As I understand it, you are buying this stock for a Dr. Anthony Roberts.
That's right.
I assume the stock will be in his name?
That's right. I'm just acting as agent. I follow instructions.
Of course. Well, are you sure I can't convince you that you're making a big mistake?
No. These are my instructions.
Well, now, Mr. Weldon, we are a reputable brokerage house, and, well, frankly, I feel quite shaky about putting our clients' money into this kind of security. There's no future in it. It's a rare metal for which there is very little use for industrial purposes, and... however, if your client is adamant...
I have my instructions.
Very well, then. In the name of Dr. Anthony Roberts, 100 shares of Montana uranium. Most unwise.
It went that way about 50-50. I'd deposit money in my own name in various banks at other times. Then I'd buy a stock or make a bet for May Roberts. On June 21st, 1932, I bet Jack Sharkey to take the heavyweight title away from Max Schmeling. There was Singing Wood in 1933 at Belmont Park and Max Bayer over Primo Carnera. I went on skipping through the years, touching here and there for a few minutes to an hour at a time. It was in early October 1938, about 5 hours after I'd left May Roberts' house, before I realized what she had me doing. It was making deposits and winning sure bets, just as those senile psychotics had done. The ink on their bank books seemed fresh because it was fresh. It wasn't given a chance to oxidize. At the rate I was going, I'd be back at my own time in a few hours with $15,000 compound interest in cash. But those old people had died of starvation somehow with all that cash in banks. I didn't know how it happened or why. But suddenly it occurred to me that I didn't want to be found dead in my hotel room. So rather than make the deposit in 1938, I grabbed a cab and told the driver to step on it. I got a mile away from the bank, and then the cab suddenly disappeared. I found myself in front of a counter at a lunchroom. The envelope instructed me to make a bet on the World Series. There wasn't any way to get out of the range of the machine. It picked me up at least 5 miles away from where I was supposed to be. Came back a week later to get my winnings. I was hungry, so I got myself a hamburger and went out the door. When I hit the sidewalk, it happened again.
Don't touch the cage yet, Mr. Weldon. I'll have to clear the charge.
Hey, what happened to my hamburger?
What?
The hamburger. I had it here. It's gone. I'm hungry.
I'll get you something to eat, Mr. Weldon, before your next trip. Well, you've done pretty well for yourself, haven't you?
Yes, I have. About 15,000. I had ketchup on my sleeve. It's gone.
Mr. Weldon, I want to talk seriously with you. Now you've seen part of what I'm doing.
Part?
My father was discharged from all his research and university connections because he insisted in publishing his findings on the temporal field research. All the conventional physicists explained that it was overwork and recommended everything from hot bouillon before retiring to psychoanalysis. Well, possibly both of these might have been beneficial. But the fact of the matter is that temporal field activities are quite true, and you've seen proof.
Well, I suppose I have.
So it seemed just a question of money, although obviously I can get all I need now.
But sending people back through time to bet on sure things like uranium...
It's a fair exchange. I pay well for service, don't I?
I suppose so.
But that isn't the most important thing. I've been able to save things that would have been lost otherwise. I've sent people back to find precious treasures that would have been destroyed or would have disappeared.
Like an El Greco painting?
Yes. And the original score of Mozart's Magic Flute that would have been burned in 1942, and a Picasso miniature that would have been lost at sea in 52. I have them all here.
Stolen?
No. Bought with money from the year itself at a fair price. Well, Mr. Weldon, I sent you back because I've needed someone to work with me on a regular basis. Someone who's faster and more alert than the old people I've hired till now.
Why old people?
It's a function of the field. You can't send somebody back to a year in which they didn't exist at all.
I'm hungry.
Please, Mr. Weldon, this is very important. My father died trying to prove the validity of his field theory to conventional scientists, and I don't intend to bother. We can become the most powerful people in the world.
I don't feel very powerful now. You haven't got a sandwich hanging around,
I want to make you an offer, Mr. Weldon. I need someone to help me expand the operation, plan the projects and research. I chose you because I was afraid that you might hit on the truth by yourself.
Can I come out of this cage
Be careful.
now?
Don't touch the contacts. The field reacts on a random factor for at least an hour after it's cut off.
I'll be careful. Tell me, Miss Roberts, why haven't you been able to go back to the time that your father was alive and bring him back before he died?
Dead tissue can't be transported. We've tried it with mice and rabbits from a laboratory in 1941, and they just disappear.
Like my hamburger.
Mr. Weldon, I assume that you're interested and that we can make our plans without using this revolver.
I hope so. $15,000 is a lot of money. Of course, you were able to send those old people back a lot further.
Some of them as far back as 1880.
How long would they be gone? I mean, in subjective time.
Several weeks. Perhaps a month or more.
There's only one problem, Miss Roberts.
Well, I'm sure we can work out any details.
Well, this one is a little hard to work out. You see, I'm hungry. I haven't been this hungry since I got lost on a hunting trip and went without food for 3 days. You see, you forget I've got an interest in this business because they found some old people dead of malnutrition and $30,000 or so tucked away in their pockets. They had been gone a month or more, and they had to eat during that time, didn't they? And when they came back, the food disappeared like my hamburger. It disappeared all at once, all over their body. In one fast jolt, they starved to death.
No, you don't understand. They just couldn't take the field transition. They were too old, some of them, and they lied to me about their age to get the job.
Oh, no, you can't tell me that because I know how hungry I am. And I was only gone about 12 hours. They were murdered.
Get back.
You know, they say a hungry man gets mighty desperate. He'll do almost anything. Let go. Let go. Let go of it.
Oh! My arm.
Look out. Look out. The cage. The contact. She fell into that cage and disappeared before she hit the ground. I didn't know what happened. I know she said the field worked in a random factor, whatever that meant. I called Lou Payton. He came to the house just after the fire started. Something went in the control panel, and it turned out to be a 4-alarm fire before they got it under control. There was nothing left of the machine. There wasn't much left of the brownstone house. Lou didn't believe the story I told him.
You mean there won't be any more of them? No more senile psychotics starving to death with a bankroll in their hip pocket?
No, I told you, Lou.
Come on now, Mark. We get plenty more. We always have.
No, I'll bet you won't. I'll bet you $1 there won't be another case like that.
I'll take that bet.
I lost the bet. There was one more case, and perhaps it was the strangest one. A woman was found wandering in Bryant Park just before she died of acute starvation. One strange thing was she was young, not more than 30. And the other was she had $17,000 stuck in her pocketbook and a bullet wound in her arm the medical examiner said was at least 2 months old. I guess that's what she meant by the random factor.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features This Way to the Regress by Damon Knight, the story of a man named Sullivan who, strangely enough, did not have a great future behind him, but rather a great past ahead. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. In a moment, tonight's cast and a preview of next week's exciting drama. Farmers know they can't stop storms, floods, or droughts from ruining a crop. But they can make sure things like that can't ruin them by investing in United States savings bonds. Not only farmers, but over 40 million Americans in all sorts of jobs own 40 billions of savings bonds. And why? Because savings bonds are the easy way to start saving and to keep saving. And the money you invest in savings bonds mean protection now and ready cash when you need it in the future. Improving the farm, sending the youngsters to college, or planning your own retirement. These are the big things you can be ready for with savings bonds. And besides offering you a safe investment, each Series E savings bond pays you back $4 at maturity for every 3 you invest. Yes, you earn extra dollars while you save, so start saving now. For the big things in your life, be ready with United States savings bonds. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you The Old Die Rich, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by H.L. Gold and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Jim Bowles, Jan Miner, Bill Zuckert, Guy Repp, Wendell Holmes, Ralph Camargo, and Ivor Francis. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Bob Maurer and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Good morning, weirdos. Arr, how ya be? Arr. I feel like a pirate this morning. Only because I've been gagging on this weed here. Totally. Totally. Pardon my cough. Wow. So, hi, how are you? How are you doing? I got some pretty good sleep last night. Pretty excited about driving out of town today. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got a sniffles. I've got a little bit of sniffly sniffs. Oh, yeah. Alright, let me get rid of this. Let me check out the situation here. Looks like technically the show's going to be good. So far, so good. Don't seem to be having any TDs. I hate the TDs. It's as bad as the DTs. Totally. I'm pretty excited. Alright? I'm pretty excited. Not only are we leaving town for a couple of days, but I just had a brief comment conversation with an old friend. And we finally, hooked up on good old Facebook there, and I linked him up with my YouTube stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that I get to talk to him again. I hope he stops by at some point, somewhere. He's one of them professional guys with a career and a job and stuff. Unlike me, I'm just a floundering bum. So it's quite possible by now he's probably up and on his way to work or something. He's works for an engineering company or something. He's got responsibilities. He's got people that count on him. I can't do that kind of job because I can't even count on myself. Right? Right? I think we need some light in here. Should we have some light? Let's have some light in here. Snap. Can I just clap my hands? Can I just use the clapper? I need a clapper. Where's my clapper? I want a clapper. Somebody get me a clapper. Oh yeah, now you can really see my mess. Lordy, lordy, lord. Yeah, my place is pretty much a mess, isn't it? Isn't it? I would say yeah, but then I'd have to agree with you, and I don't want to agree, man. Let's just agree to disagree about agreeing. Can we do that? My eyes are wiggling so I can look at my monitor. I try to catch my eyes looking at me. Just almost. But it's going to make me dizzy if I keep doing that. So at some point when somebody shows up, I will go through a list of music. I can't play any, because if I do, then realistically I can't use this show later and monetize it, right? At some point I may create a secondary channel and take everything that doesn't have a copyright issue and push it over to that channel, or share it to that channel rather. R. I said R, and I just totally mean R. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get some more rest today before we go. I'm taking with me pain medication, not my usual pain medication, but also some ibuprofen, some Bear aspirin, some Aleve. I hate to take pills, but I don't want to be out in the world doing stuff and be responsible for continuing to do things and have my body crap out on me. So I'm gonna assume that at some point I may have to take a pill, and I'm just gonna have to deal with the consequences that the pills will have to my stomach, right? That's no fun. You know, but it is what it is, man. I mixed a little decaf into the coffee this morning, so I wouldn't exactly wake up, right? Because I don't want to wake up completely. I want to go back to sleep here in a couple of hours. I'm going to spend the next couple of hours sitting here just getting loaded and drinking a bunch of coffee and kind of going boing, 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 right? And then after this, I'm going to grab something to eat and lay down and hopefully get 3 or 4 hours sleep before I got to get up and finish packing and take a shower and get ready for the night show. Once the night show is done, we are out of here. So before the show this evening, I will be packing up everything to go into the car, and then when I sign off here, within 5 minutes we'll be driving down the road. And the neat part about this trip is that it's not your basic, well, we're going to go to Vegas and take the 15, right? Sure, we'll be on the 15 for about an hour. We're going to leave from here, and we're going to go out the back way, and we're going to go down old Route 66 for a few minutes, over there in Amboy, right? And then we're going to shoot right up through the middle of the Mojave Desert Nature Preserve, where my father used to live. And we're going to buzz through there for a couple of hours, basically. Well, no, actually, it's not really that long. It's less than 2 hours. It's more like an hour, hour and a half through the desert. Once you leave Amboy and go under the 40, you're out there for about an hour or more. And then you pop back up onto the 15 just below Primm, just south of Primm, Nevada. And from there, we're just an hour away from Vegas, from the Parisian, from the good old Tower, Paris. And we're like, well, where are we going to stay that's close, you know? They want too much at Caesars, probably because they know we're going to the show, right? I was like, all right, well, we don't want to stay off the strip. So I told my daughter, you know, use your wits, get your mom to help you, find a good place on the strip that we can, you know, get at a decent price, because she's taking care of all of this, you know, and I don't want her to go poor doing it, but she does need to learn the responsibility and how to manage and budget and do all that stuff. So this is a perfect opportunity. She's in charge of concerts, and of course mom and dad pay her back for this and that, but she's really got to be in charge of it, put it on her card, you know, make sure that if she needs to get the insurance for something, she does, if you know, whatever she needs to do to make sure that her stay or our trip or whatever, the concert is everything's taken care of ahead of time. She's getting really good at that. Not only is she a great co-pilot while driving down a freaking freeway doing 80, she's fantastic at planning and pre-planning and after this, everything all down the line, she's starting to get everything perfect, you know. That makes me so proud, you know. It's just a concert, yeah, but she's dealing with it all. I'm the dad, and she's the 19-year-old who's taken it all on and dealing with it, you know. At university training, that college know-how, right? Good morning, everyone. How are you? Is that my friend from yesterday? Was it yesterday that you were here hanging out with me? Or was it the day before? I don't. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, the adventurous one.
There you go, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Man. It's a good thing that I've got this to do in the mornings, because I used to just get up and flounder. I used to just get up and go, duh, and like watch TV, watch movies. You know, and listening to music, that's not a bad thing. Sitting here playing the guitar. You know, the other day we were driving down the road, or I was in a car or something somewhere, and a song came on. It was like, I started singing along with it, and I made myself feel bad because I haven't played my guitar in like forever, months, and it's just because of my depression funk that I've been in, and I just keep kind of doing this. But God, I think when I get back from Vegas, I'm gonna have to sit down and fiddle with the guitar. You know what? Probably going out Sunday night to open mic and hanging out with the guys, and watching all of their stuff and listening to the music and stuff. That probably got my juices flowing. I'm gonna come up here, come on. What are you gonna do? Get up and lay down. Go lay down. You just stare at me like a sphinx, and I don't know what to do. What, you want to be on camera? Hi, how are you? Oh my God, no way. But so, that's it, but so. Ladies and gentlemen, David Butso. Yeah, I got this feeling deep inside of me. Shut up. Do a bong hit and shut up. All right. You're getting weird. I know, too much sleep, and I just get freaking all kooky. Not enough sleep, and I just get tired. Other people, they don't get enough sleep and they get really weird. I'm pretty much weird all the time, you know. It's like I'm bipolar weirdness, right? I'm weird during the time that everybody else is normal. Anyways, you know. So like, you know. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, later on here, I think what we'll do is I will let you help me. Now, we can't listen to any of it because it'll negate my show and screw me up copyright-wise. But I'll go through my list of music, and you guys can help me pick out a little bit of music for this evening. So be sure to put me up on a big screen so you can read the song titles with me. And we'll pick out my 16 songs for this evening. Oh, Bessie, you keep staring at me. Do you want something? Do you want to go outside? Okay, I think she wants to go out now. Okay, come on. Come on, big face. It's so dark. See, now that usually starts a chain reaction of the dogs getting up and wanting to go out. One dog will get up hearing the other one going out or coming in, and it'll be like scratch, scratch, or tickety, tickety, tack, tack, tickety. Those little nails, tickety, tickety, tick. Oh, man. I can't stand that when I'm sleeping. So as soon as I hear it, I got to get up and go let a dog do something in one door to the other. It's just crazy. Craziness. But, I don't want them to wake my wife and daughter up. Jeez. I can't get them on the show. They don't want to come on the show. Of course not. They're like, we're not crazy. You're the crazy one. anytime my daughter sees me sitting here, even if I'm not on the show, she'll come into the room and she'll stand over there. And I'll be like, you can come in, I'm not on. And then she'll come in. She will literally have to be told that she's not going to be on camera. She does not trust me. And she doesn't know it, but I have recorded her before, daughter dear. I had a friend here who was staying a while, and I would often just put the camera on while he and I were sitting here hanging out talking, because we grew up together. And on occasion she would come in and sit down and hang out with us, and I just wouldn't tell her that the camera over in the corner was actually recording something, because I would just turn off the monitors, or on the computer I would just put the laptop screen down so that she couldn't tell. And then I would get, candid conversations with her.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do a bong hit. Anybody want to join me? Ha. Ha.
I've been trying to catch up on my Minecraft villager language skills.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
So I've been kind of trying to work on my my speech a little bit.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
But yeah, I hope to get back and get into some more Minecrafting again, because it's fun. When I'm doing it, just sitting here doing it by myself for no reason, I feel so non-productive. I feel like anti here. I'm not here. I'm like really not here. I'm like so totally removed from the world. I'm actually in that world. And that makes me feel like crap, because all I'm doing is escaping. But when I do it here, I feel like if I'm Minecrafting here, at least there's the potential.
There's that little bit of potential there.
Did he say potential or potential? Whatever. A little bit of potential that somebody might go with me, right? And pretty soon, my daughter's going to hook me up. It's her Switch, right? So I got to borrow it I got to use it once a week, all right? A couple hours. She's like, all right, but for only a couple hours. And so she's going to hook me up so that I can invite a friend along into the game and go around with them, right? And kind of do stuff, explore, or just bring them in and then say, okay, go on.
Go on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know how that works, whether you have to stay in the same map. If you go off the map, does it screw up something? Does the server host actually allow people to travel as far away as possible and used to stay in one spot? I mean, when you go in different directions. I don't know anything about Minecraft. All I know is how to build stuff. Roads. I build roads. Many, many roads. I know you guys are out there, all you adventurers, like, where we're going, we don't need roads, man. Yeah, sure. I like roads. Rocky roads, randy roads. Shut up. I cannot stand dusty roads. What is that, Sirius XM? That brought dusty roads. Oh man, how annoying. Oh, what I can't stand about Sirius XM radio, how much they think that we want to hear their cute little anecdotes over and over and over. We don't, look dude, we don't care that you were from an affluent family, right, and your parents were this and that, and you knew all of these people. Stop dropping names, all right? Every time this one guy comes on, I can't remember his fucking name. I think he's on the 70s channel. But he comes on there and he just, every single time he comes, he drops a name. Yeah, I was hanging out with this person. And it's like, dude, you're nobody. You ran a club for a short period of time, and your parents did a whole bunch of stuff, right? Everybody else in your family did shit except for you, Big deal you had a club, for a couple of years. And obviously it was real successful, huh? And all you're going to do is drop names? Dude, come on. And we don't even want you to talk about the music now, because you're going to get it wrong. You're going to tell a story about a song, and it's going to be wrong. Or it's just going to be dumb. Right? No judging. But man, am I sick of hearing your anecdotes. Just shut up and play the music, right? If somebody was paying to listen to me, that's what I would do. And that's pretty much, I spend so little time in between when I'm doing my nighttime show. I play songs and commercials, and I spend so little time in between song and commercial blocks, right? A few seconds to way less than a minute, right? I don't think I'm on for 30 seconds. I think at the end of the show, I'm on for a minute or more sometimes. Just kind of wrapping things up and promoting stuff on my channel. But other than that, I feel like I just need to play music. I need to shut the hell up. And unless I got something good to say about one of the artists that's a fact that like comes from a book or something, well then, yeah, sure. A little trivia, that's what it's about. There's also this nagging feeling in my head that I need to do another live show, a once-a-week live show. And I don't know if it's going to be a nighttime nonsense and nostalgia extended show where we do the radio portion of the show and then we go into a video portion of the show and do old commercials and excerpts from TV shows and old movies and comedy bits, and am I gonna get away with playing a 3 minutes of George Carlin, right? Can I get away with that? Can I get away with playing a couple of minutes of a movie or a TV show? Probably not. Now, if I use some of the video and some of the audio and kind of bounce back and forth, right, then I can probably get away with it. If I can keep the algorithm guessing and only use things for less than their allowed time, then I should be able to dodge the algorithm bullet, right? Because it's a dicey game, the whole copyright thing, right? And I'm cutting it pretty close to the wire most of the time. In search of That's Incredible, Nova. I'm done with That's Incredible. I can't find any more. And there's a guy on YouTube who actually has a bunch more than I do. And it's quite possible they're from the same source. I don't know. I just dig my shit up off the internet. Yeah, I try to find free sites where I can download content from, as far back as the earliest content. In fact, that's probably one of the things that I should look for are early phonograph recordings, the cylinders. They have those cylinders. And try to dig up some of that stuff. Try to dig up some of the copyright-free stuff. Civil War survivor interviews, right? There's got to be a lot of that on record somewhere. I know there's got to be some in movies, on film. There's the dog wanting to come in. Come up here in this chair, baby. Huh? Want to come up here? Come on, baby. It's nice and soft. Come on. Come on. There you go, big baby girl. There you go. Big baby face. There you go. You want to get covered up too? You like that? Oh, you're so cute when you're covered up. Oh, and your eyes get all squinty. You're so cute. Big face. Oh, I'm back, babies. So, can I get you some coffee? Can I get you a warm-up? Bong Hit, anyone? So I'm about halfway through loading up content for next week. I'm trying to get it out of the way so that Friday, when I come back, I've only got a few things to upload and make my programming guide for that week. And usually what I have to do is I have to make some see-through graphics that I can drop over anything. And I'll make it Monday through Friday what's happening. You'll see it in the program guide or in the community page on YouTube. I'll go in there and I'll put on some wood paneling. I'll put on the guide for the week, and I'll probably change that graphic behind the stuff at some point. I'm thinking on mixing it up for the fall, because the fall is when TV used to put all of their new stuff out, right? And so it was always like middle of September, we'd go back to school, and then pretty soon September, October came along, and there was new stuff on TV now. So I think I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to double down on the uploading of original content. If I don't have the wherewithal to be on camera doing stuff, I've got a million things that I can edit. I've got a million family projects that I could put onto video and not have to do much more than do maybe some voiceover, right, or some narration. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of that, and I'd like to change up the live stuff a little bit. I'd like to maybe do some new openings and closings for shows, make some new openings and closings for stuff and potential stuff like the Minecrafting. I would really love to put together a Minecrafting introduction video, something a minute and a half long, that kind of shows some great graphics from the game, and find some good music to go with it, something that's not going to get me a copyright hit.
Ah, there's another dog.
It's all right, I got to warm up my coffee a little here. Oh yeah, okay, so another dog, same dog, switched rooms again. I want to go in here, no I want to go in here, no I want to go in here. Oh my god. OMGOT, oh my god. Okay, so where were we? So there was someone who came by yesterday. Let's see, I'm gonna have to...
what am I gonna do here?
I gotta go on whatchamacallit and get on the Who's-Its and shake down the boogity tree. That's what I need to do. So,
jeez.
I'm going to go to my YouTube and I'm going to pull up comments. And thank you, people. I've got a couple of new subscribers the last couple of days. I've kind of been floundering around that number, and it's nice that it's kind of bumping around again, kind of getting into a different crowd, I guess. So, Daily Adventures, that's who that is. From what I understand, this is not Daily Adventures photo. And it kind of looks almost like an AI photo, right? So that's kind of cool.
I don't know how you do that. I just don't know.
So Daily Adventures, if that's you out there again, hi, howdy.
How's it going?
And then my new subscriber, I'm Tigger 2, very old and dear friend, has joined on the weird train here. Climb aboard the weird train. Yeah. Man, I got a stupid song going through my head. Well, it's not a stupid song unless I open my mouth and try it. Yeah. Coffee, 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 coffee. Oh, yeah. The man. Let's see. Where am I at as far as programming? I didn't mark that one off. I need to mark that one off. At least I'm pretty sure that I did that one. Let me go to my videos. Check out my list of videos on YouTube. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got? Yaggity, yaggity, don't talk baggity. Night Beat. Yeah, okay. So I did get Night Beat on there. So let me X that one off of my list. So now I've got these two are made. I made them last night, but I did not upload them. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos. Whew. That's a hunk of chunka. And I still need to make one. I just need to fit one in this slot. I've got an 8 o'clock slot where That's Incredible used to be, and it's not there anymore, so I'm just going to put in some kind of educational film that kind of has a similar feel. Ooh, That's Incredible, man. Kind of that thing, you know. I didn't know radio waves could do that. That's incredible. Give me a break.
Would you shut the hell up?
No, because if I shut up, if I stop, then I could just hear it in here, and then it just rattles around up there.
What the hell with that?
I gotta get this shit out. As soon as I let it out and ramble for 3 hours in the morning, my wife's a happier person, because I'm not. Chismoso. Cállate. Cállense, loco. So, yeah, it's cool. It's totally cool. I can dig it. What are you gonna do? You know? What are you gonna do? My daughter, she just shakes her head. Smiles, and shakes her head. That's it. You crazy guy.
You're so crazy. He's a crazy guy, yeah.
So, anybody out there got any neat stories they want to tell me? Anybody? Maybe I will take my this is a weird thought. Maybe I'll take my Minecrafting skills and my Minecrafting world that I've created, right, and turn it into a show, right, and give it an opening theme, and give it an opening little video montage deal, and then use my character, right, or myself, right, like there was a there was a Humphrey Bogart movie where the first part of the movie you saw it through his eyes, because halfway through the first part of the movie he was going to get a face reconstruction, and then we were going to see him as Humphrey Bogart, right? But before then, they didn't want to put makeup on him, and they didn't want us to see somebody different. They just wanted us to see it through his eyes through the first part, and then they take off the stuff, and he looks into the mirror and he sees Humphrey Bogart, right? I think at some point they might have had him flash by a mirror during the movie in the first part, and we just get a glimpse of his face before he becomes Humphrey Bogart, right? I can't remember what the name of that fucking movie was, but it was a great movie. So maybe do it from the point of view of the main character, and maybe how about, why not stick with that and do a noir, a Minecraft noir, and maybe I'm a detective, and maybe people can show up on the game and ask me to find things for them. Show up in the comments and ask me to find things, And if it's in the game and they show up and they ask me to find something, well then, they can pay me in the game by mining things for me, right? Finding things for me. I'll do this for you, but you got to do this for me, and that's how we do the payment thing. I've actually got a village in a world where we built an actual giant monastery on the top of this mountain. Huge monastery with all of these rooms and towers and different staircases and yards and stuff, and gardens and walls all the way around it, right? And then I built a village marketplace, right? And all of these storefronts, just these little places where they had boxes of things set out, and you could just open them up and grab things. I guess I am kind of weird when it comes to Minecraft, because I grew up, when I was a little kid, we used to have to use our imagination, and when we played, it was real, right? We were cowboys and Indians. We were, firemen putting out a fire. We were policemen. We were soldiers. When we played Army, ask anybody who grew up in the 1970s or 80s. When you go out and play Army, all right, when you're dead, you're dead, right? When you're out there playing, things get real. Things get really real because we allow them to get real up here, And that's probably why I enjoy Minecrafting so much, is because I allow it to be real up in my head, I don't want to kill that because I don't need to. There's nothing to, why harm, And it's like that kind of. My daughter's like, come on, smack it. It's just fucking ones and zeros. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, why'd you kill that? Yeah, but I have way too much fun. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll create a little 2-hour, 3-hour show that I can get into once a week, and people can show up, and if they're really nice and they're a friend, maybe I'll send them a link and they can join me in the game and be part of the adventure searching for something, right? And it may not even get found, whatever it is we're looking for in that particular world that I've created. Because while I've gone to many, many places in this particular world, many of them I've forgotten. And there are so many more places that I haven't been. And the world just keeps going out. And the further you go out into places that have never been spawned, once again, the more potential for you to find new things that have been updated. And, so that's cool, because some of the updates don't overlap. Some of the, and you'll walk around, I'm seeing armadillos now, and they weren't around before. I'm seeing different colored dogs that weren't around. So I imagine if I go far enough away from where I've already spawned, I'll spawn something anew and I'll see something different. My main thing is to eventually, in the world that I've created now, which is simply called Frederick. You know, what a name for a world, Frederick. I think I've got Fredericksburg and Fredericksville and the Frederick's Place, Frederick's Cabin. So in one of my villages, I'm actually trying to set up a kind of zoo, right, and gather all of the different creatures. And of course, Jacob, my friend on YouTube here, said that I have to name the animals to keep them from disappearing, from despawning, right? The anti-spawn. I don't know about Uncle Spawn, really. So I'm going to have to do that, which just means I have to come up with the resources to make name tags, or I have to find them, right? And I'm sure I've got name tags spread all over the place that I've found and then just stored somewhere. So I have to gather those, and then I've got to, like, I have one animal in the zoo right now, and it's a camel, and I had to bring that camel all the way up from another village, had to build a road, I don't know, I'm going to say like 5 miles. I don't know how that works. So I had to build this really long road to get to this village, to take the camel from there and walk it down the road all the way to my other. I had to camp a couple of nights along the way, you know, and tie him up to a hitching post. And then I had to name him, of course, so he wouldn't despawn. I didn't realize that I already named him. But what do you name a camel? Anybody? Come on, in the comments. What do you name a camel? All right, I'm seeing on my live feed here that I've just asked the question, what do you name a camel? Waiting to see if anybody types in a comment before I reveal the answer to the name of my camel. Anyone? 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 All right, the name of my camel is Camel Joe. Joe, his name is Joe. Hello. Anybody smoke cigarettes back in the 80s and 90s? There you go. Back when it was okay to make cute cartoon characters the mascots of stuff for adults, so that adults were not the only demographic, right? Yeah, because you know they were going after kids. You know, Camel Joe and all that merchandise. Come on. I had a friend who smoked Camels starting in junior high. Camel non-filters, right? Let me go over here to my little drawer. Camel non-filters, right? This is an actual pack, unopened pack of Camel non-filters. This is a prop. This is a prop. These are definitely going to be unsmokable. They are pretty damn stiff. Yeah, so these are a prop. These cost $10, and I got these a few years ago, right? $10 for a prop. I've got lots of props. I've got my prop for Anacin. Relieves neuritis and neuralgia as well as headaches and backaches. Anacin. It's a little Anacin tin, you know. That's pretty cool. So these are my little props for my nighttime show and other shows. And my idea to change the nighttime show is to put this radio up here where where my reel-to-reel is to the left. and I'm going to remove the reel-to-reel that's in front of that Kennedy tapestry, and I'm going to put my radio there in between the Kennedys, and then I'm going to pull back and straighten out the angle, so I'm going to get from one side where I think Reagan and my lamp is, all the way over to the lava lamp and my father looking up on that photograph there, right? So there's that. So I'm going to change this up in here, and then around the old radio here, right? This radio here sitting next to me, I'm going to get this cleaned up and repainted or sanded and varnished, and I'm going to have that up there. And then around it, not only will I have my photographs and stuff, but I'll have a bunch of these different artifacts that are mentioned in many of the commercials, right? I'll have some Coke paraphernalia there. I'll have some Camels, my Anacin, an old 7-Up bottle, some old Glow Coat car wax, the Kodak instant camera. Just a bunch of things that you would have seen in commercials, right? Or heard about in commercials. And then have a place where I can add in an album or a photo or a book and set something there that kind of helps tell the story of that evening, right? And start using props more. Make a spot in that that shot, that set piece, that shelf with the radio and everything on it. Make a place in there, in one of the corners, like this, right, where I can be during the show and not interfere with what you're looking at. Make a little spot there, so that I don't interfere with the actual show or what you're looking at. I don't want to have something in the foreground there that you can't see because I'm there.
So, what the hell is he talking about now? Tell that guy to shut up and do a bong hit. Jeez. I'd rather hear that.
No, really.
Oh my God.
You're so mean.
He's not lying, Harry. You're an asshole. Shut up, Marge. Dick. That's it. I'm going to the bar. Get the hell out of here. Good reasons. You ain't taking the car, you son of a bitch. The hell I ain't. Why ain't I taking the car? It's out of gas. Damn it, Marge. Harry?
I'm sorry, those people just will not stop arguing next door. Ugh, got all these people in my head off to the side next door, living up downstairs, upstairs.
Ha.
And sometimes I can't get away from them, It's alright. It's okay. I don't mind.
They're a part of me.
So let's see. You want to help me pick out a show for this evening? Let's do that. Let's pick out a show. Let's pick out a show. We're going to pull up a list of music. And we're going to go through and we're going to pick out some songs. There we go. So let me get my nighttime show music here. Come on. Go ahead. There you go. Alright. And let me move this over. And is that it? Is that all I can do? Okay. So it's pretty basic, right? It's pretty basic. We'll do this. Come on. There I am.
There I am. There I go. There I go. There I go.
Okay. So this is my list of music, and I just read through my music until I find something that I want to listen to. And then if it's something that I think I might have heard recently, I'll go into my program guide, and it contains my playlists of previous shows going back to episode 17, and tonight's episode is 62, right? So I've got quite a few shows. Like I've said before, when I started this, my first couple of shows, I only had like 24 songs that I had found off of the intranet there. And then as it's grown, the show's grown, I play four song blocks, right? So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll write them all down, and then let's go ahead and get my full view here. There we go. Now I can see what's going on better. So I'll look through these, and I've got all of these shows here. And if I find something I want to listen to, and I'm kind of like, I know I've heard that recently, I'll look through my list in here and see if it's so. If it's so, then I'll find something else. It's got to be like a week. If I haven't heard it in a week, and I haven't already played something that I've heard like in a week, then I'll play it. But I don't like to play too many songs that I've heard in the last week. If I heard it last week, I don't want to hear it again this week. I want to try to, unless it's a favorite. I'm starting to get a lot of favorites, so it's hard not to go a whole week without listening to Crazy Rhythm or Crazy People or what is it? It's Only a Paper Moon, right? Blue Skies, My Blue Heaven, right? There's a bunch of songs now that I just have to hear more often, and it's my show, so I can do that. All right, so let's see. So we're gonna pick out. Here's my set lists from ayer, and here's my new set list here, empty, blank sheet, and I've got, it says Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, and at the top I'm gonna put the episode number, which is episode 62, because it's Tuesday, 8/13. 2024, and then we got track title, artist, and year. And these are pretty much the same thing: track title, year, artist. And I can look through and see. Well, first of all, 12th Street Rag, Johnny Marvin, ukulele solo. I know I haven't heard that in weeks, so I'm going to go ahead and add that one to the top of the list here. 12th Street Rag. Johnny Marvin. And that was what, 1925. And that one's got a great ukulele solo, right? 1925. And then I've also got this. You know, this is why it takes so long to put a show together. I can't just grab a bunch of songs and play them. Marvin. So I've got my jazz book here, and every once in a while I like to look through this and see if I can find one of my artists here in this book. And since there's a great ukulele solo here, I'm wondering, was there some other work done by Johnny Marvin? And no, he wasn't so much blues as he was popular music at the time. So we're not going to find anything on Johnny Marvin. So we'll move on and grab another song here, and then I'll start, and then I'll just scroll through, and I'll try to skip around so that I'm not doing an ABC thing. And then what I'll also do is I'll switch so I'm in an ascending order or a descending order. So one block I'll play ascending, or 2 blocks or 3 blocks, and then I'll switch to descending and back and forth. Georgia Pines, that's a great song. I think I've heard it recently though. So let me buzz through about 5 or 6 of these pages and see if I see Georgia. I don't see Georgia. let's see, Georgia, and I've gone back to episode 56. 55, and no Georgia. So I'm going to put Georgia Pines. And that's a fun one. Nat Shilkrit. And then, what do we got? 1929. And then I'll backtrack here a little bit and actually write here uke solo. And then happen to mention that that's Johnny Marvin on the ukulele as well as singing. And try to give a little trivia now and again. There's It's Only a Paper Moon. I'm Just a Gigolo, covered in the 1980s by, of course, David Lee Roth, right? La Rosita, James Melton. I know I haven't played that in a while, so we're going to play La Rosita, James Melton. And there's no date. So I'm going to keep moving on down the line. And Sobbin' Blues, Ted Lewis, Stay as Sweet as You Are, Stormy Weather, Sunny Side Up, Chick Indoor. I don't think I've done Sunny Side Up by Chick Indoor, but then again, there's Sweet and Hot. Let's check that one. Sweet, looking for the word sweet to stand out here in the list, because I can only, while I can grab a whole bunch of stuff and read it at once, I'm pretty much just looking for one word, and that is sweet. And because I'm only looking for one word, I don't even remember what the fuck I'm looking for. I'm just looking for sweet, and I don't see it. So sweet and hot, right? Sweet and hot. Sweet and hot. High Hatters, right? Yeah, they're fucking awesome. Alright, High Hatters, and this has got to be 1931. Alright, that's the first block. 12th Street Rag, Georgia Pines, La Rosita, and Sweet and Hot. So, that is in an ascending order, so I will put a green arrow counting down, just like, you know, A, B, C, D. Now, if it's the other way, I'll put a red arrow pointed up, and that'll mean that I'm going backwards, right, from Z on to A, right, to make it straight in my head. I've got a commercial spot here, and I leave that blank so that while the first block is playing, I'll set up my commercials. Those are easy to figure out. I can usually pick out all 3 to 5 or 6 commercials during one song. So I leave that, and that gives me something to do during the show. Keeps me busy while I'm listening to music. So now, let's see, we started off at this one, so let's skip a couple and poke around in here and see what we have. Blue River, Blue Skies, Blue Shadows, Blue in My Heart, Breezing Along with the Breeze, Johnny Marvin, that's a good one, I think I've heard it recently. Butterfly, that's an unfamiliar one, I think that's a new one. But it's Freddie Marvin. We haven't played any Freddie Marvin on this, and I don't remember Butterfly, so let's start with Butterfly. Flutterby. Yeah, so maybe it does sound familiar, but I don't think I've played it in a week. Yeah, I don't think I've played Butterfly. And I saw Breezing Along with the Breeze on episode 55, so yeah, no Butterfly. Butterfly, and this one was, who was Butterfly? Freddie Martin Orchestra, 1934. Yo, Freddie Martin. And let's take a look for Freddie Martin while we're here. And then, because it's a beginning song, it'll be easier for me to talk about Freddie Martin, since I look for Marvin. Let's go back to the M's. And introduce the first song and maybe have a little trivia about the artist, right? Martin, Bobby, Martin, Chink, David. Nope, no Freddie Martin. All right. So let's see, Butterfly, let's skip a couple here. Glad Ragdoll, Farewell Blues. We did Ted Lewis already. No, we didn't. Farewell Blues. I don't know if we've done that yet. We've already done Georgia Pines from this row. But that's okay. If we find something here, we can do that. Well, Fats Waller. I think we've played Fats Waller in a few days. Abe Lyman, Boswell Sisters, and the Dorsey Brothers. That's a good one here. Oh, hi ho, everybody. Hi ho, Baby Rosemary. Now there's a favorite. So there's something I might squeeze in later. I like to do a bunch of favorites at the end. Gets me all pumped up at the end of the show, right? And what were we looking at here? Farewell Blues. Alright, so just to be sure, you know what, that seems like one that I picked up the other day for the blues show and probably never used it. Blues show, no, and I didn't use it after that. So, Farewell Blues. Adios Blues. There was another song that was very similar in that, you know, like Leaving the Blues Behind or some shit like that. It was just the other day. A lot of song with blues or blue and the Bye Bye Blues. That's what it was. Farewell Blues, Bye Bye Blues. Yeah, it's pretty close. And what do we have? Farewell Blues, Ted Lewis, 1929. Now, is there anything about Ted Lewis? I don't know. Let's check out there's some Lewises. Ted Lewis, Theodore Leopold Friedman, clarinet vocalist. Yeah, Ted organized his first band in 1910. In 1915, went to New York and worked at the College Arms Cabaret before joining Earl Fuller's band in 1917. Wow. 50 years later, he was still fronting his own band. Wow. He played with George Brunis, Muggsy Spanier, and Jimmy Dorsey. Wow. So, you know, there's a little bit of a... Started his first band in 1910. Wow. That's pretty cool. So I'll put a little black ink down here and put a little first band 1910. And then whatever else I can remember out of that from the top of my head. And I'll probably glance at it during the show to refresh my memory. I don't like to just read from a book. I mean, you know, people need to bring that information in, absorb it, cogitate the shit, and then spit it back out. I hate when people just recite shit from rote. I mean, here, I'm just going to read this, and then you will enjoy it very well because I am not making a mistake. No, fuck it, make mistakes, talk about it. Dig shit out of your brain. What's he talking? I don't know. Do I got a bong hit ready? Yes, I do. Because that's what I need. I need a Bryant. Yeah, he is, boss. I watch a lot of old movies, alright? Here we go. Farewell Blues. Skip a couple. What do we got? skip another one. Lucky Boy, Roger Wolf. I don't like to just take the first one because, of course, then it starts to get stale. All of a sudden, I'm just using up the first ones or the last ones or something. We haven't done Oh Papa in a while. Now, Oh Papa is a little bit racy. It is about a girl who's in love with a guy who's just a little bit rough, right? Oh Papa, please make John behave. But in the end, it turns out that she kind of likes it rough, you know. So, you know, Papa, mind your own business. But it's a good song. Eddie Cantor, you can't go wrong with Eddie Cantor, really. Nobody But My Baby, Fats Waller. Let's do that one, right? I know we haven't done him in a while. Nobody But My Baby, Fats Waller. Now, the neat thing about this is that it's a piano roll. It's not an actual piano guy on a piano recorded. It's a piano roll. It's a digitized copy of a player piano playing a roll made by Fats Waller. All right, something the piano players used to do to make money was to go sit down at a master piano roll player, and they would create piano roll. They would sit and play a song perfectly, timed perfectly along with a metronome and stuff, and they would sit and play this thing down perfectly to the beat and record it onto a master piano roll, and from there they would make copies. And so this is a piano roll that Fats Waller made in 1927, and you could find it playing in homes all over the world, right?
Gosh, that's neat.
So there's a little bit of trivia for you. There you go. And once again, we've kind of skipped, and we're looking to see if I think we've played something from this block here. All Sweet Sue, Just You. And it says with the Ben Pollock Orchestra, but unfortunately, I don't know who is with the Ben Pollock Orchestra. It could be a guy or girl, so I'll have to find out. And then what I'll do is I'll write it down here with Ben Pollock. And so then if it pops up on the screen while I'm doing that, or I happen to get the information later, I know that I need it, right? I need that information. And that is 1928. And I don't know who that is singing yet. Sweet Sue, Just You. There you go. And now I have the next four songs. Butterfly, Farewell Blues, Nobody But My Baby, Sweet Sue, Just You. And now we'll back up. And I am going to do ascending on this one, and then descending on the next two. So I am going to switch it up now, and I'm going to go change my view, sort this by descending order, and now I'm starting from the rear. And now as the songs play, I don't want that. As the songs play, they will be playing toward the letter A and away from Z now. So I need to start at one end and work my way that way. They only play in one direction. You're Simply Delish, Scrappy Lambert. I may have played that one recently. It's a new one. So I'm looking for the word "your" at the beginning here. You're always. Like I said, I'll need to go back about 5 or 6 episodes to see if I've played this before, or if I just remember it because I've recently uploaded it. And that's what it is. You're Simply Delish has not been played yet, I don't believe. So, change to green. Delish. And that was who? Scrappy Lambert. With the Sam Lannon Orchestra. Now the Sam Lannon Orchestra sounds very, very familiar. Like I've played something by him recently. Yeah, and that's because it's the first song that I played 2 days ago, right? So well, once in a while I get a repeat, and I don't have any whiteout, and I don't want to go over it or start a new list or anything, so I'm going to let it go. Sam Lannon Orchestra. Something I just played the other day, which is okay. It's not a big deal. It's a good one, so. And let's skip a couple here. And then That's All That Matters to Me, Baby Rosemary. Let's see if I've done that one recently, and I'll try to take a better, closer look this time. Looking for the T's, That's All That Matters to Me. And I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Anybody know who Baby Rosemary is? Anybody? No? Come on, everybody knows who Baby Rosemary is. Anybody who's ever watched the Dick Van Dyke Show, that is. Yes, Baby Rosemary is the same Rosemary that accompanies Maury Amsterdam there in the writing office with Robert Petrie. Oh, Rob! Let's see, I've got 2 more songs to dig up. Paper Doll. You know what, I'm kind of, I don't want to play any Mills Brothers because I'm afraid I'm going to get hit with a copyright. Because they're pretty popular, and they're a little bit later. I think they're in the 40s. So I may have to just remove that song. Oh, what do we got? Oh, What a Thrill. Oh, Papa. I know I did that one. My Blue Heaven, My Heart's Bluer Than Blue, My Sweeter Than Sweet, Nasty Man, Napoleon, Never Swat a Fly, Nobody But My Baby, Nobody But You. Let's see if we can find Nobody But You. Nobody But You. Yes, day before yesterday. So let's go here. Life is a Song. Just a Gigolo. Bet we've played that one recently too. But I don't remember. I don't recall writing the word gigolo recently, so maybe not. Just. I don't see any just. No, Just a Gigolo. Back to the Blue Show, episode 55. So let's do Just a Gigolo. A gigolo. Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing. Gigolo. Gigolo! And that is, pardon my, Leo Reisman Orchestra, 1931. Alright, and then so let's check out and see if we find anything with Leo Reisman. right? Leo Reisman. Leo Frank Reisman, violin, multi-instrumentalist. Born in 1897, died in 61. Wow. He did hotel work before forming his own band in 1919. And then had a residency at that Hotel Brunswick for 10 years. And then the Central Park Casino. So he had a highly successful orchestra for quite a long time. See, there you go. So then what I can do is take my little card here, stick it in there, and then this evening I will pop that open here and put a little star here so that I can go to the book later on. And back to the last song of the third set. And let's skip a couple and look here. Georgia Pine. So we've been in this one here. Let's look here. I haven't done these in a while. Did that one recently. Those look familiar. Oh baby, hi ho everybody, hi ho. We've already got That's All That Matters to Me. Hallelujah, I'm a Bum. Let's do that one. I haven't written hallelujah down. I don't recall ever writing that word. Luja. I'm a bum. Back in the 33, so we're still living off the Depression there. George Olson. There we go. And that finishes off the last, the third block there. You're Simply Delish. That's All That Matters to Me. Just a Gigolo. And Hallelujah, I'm a Bum. Now, we need one last block. 4 more songs. I just saw Kane. Read and Write in Rhythm. Helen Kane. Okay, so Read and Write in Rhythm. Helen Kane. So Helen Kane is the voice that Max Fleischer modeled Betty Boop after. In fact, she sued Max Fleischer and the I forget the production company. She sued the studio big time because she was the one who did Boop Boopy Doop. She was the only one in the world that had Boop Boopy Doop in her songs. Most of her songs had Boop Boopy Doop, right? And then all of a sudden, Betty Boop came out, and there's this cartoon, and everybody's infatuated with this little Betty Boop who does the Boop Boopy Doop. And she even looked like, Betty Boop even looked like Helen Kane. So there's a big to-do about this Betty Boop thing back then. And so and then eventually, and they denied it. They said, no, this is, and how could you deny it, right? And Max Fleischer had to red face in court, stand up and say, yeah, I totally stole her persona, right? There's a little stuff for you there. Writing, reading, writing, rhythm. hurricane. And I got no year on that one. I got no year on that one. I'm walking with moonbeams, Bell Baker. Okay, that's a possible. Yeah, so there we go. I'm walking with the moonbeams. So I'm looking for I'm walking. There's up on a mountain. I'm walking. I'm making faces at the man on the moon. I'm sitting on top of the world. Isle. And we're looking for I'm walking with the moonbeams. The Blue Show. No, I'm walking with the moonbeams. So this is probably a new one that I haven't played yet. And it is I'm walking with the moonbeams. I have to be sure to get the beginning of it correct, if anything, so that when I'm going to look for it, I can just like there, just look for the first word and make sure it's the correct, you know. Alright, 2 more songs to go. And this is Bell Baker. And it is from 1929. Alright. And I'm going to just refresh my comments here, because every once in a while I got to make sure that I haven't missed any comments. Right? But it's okay if nobody wants to comment on anything. It's cool. I can drink some coffee. I gotta heat that up. 2 more songs, and then I get to reward myself with hot coffee and a bong hit. And let's see, 2 more songs from here. Okay. Hello Cutie, Ipana Troubadours. A lot of times I will just, the first song that my eyes fall on is usually going to be it. But then I'll look up and down and see if there's anything else that catches my eye that I haven't played recently. Like How Are You Tonight in Hawaii? Hello Sunshine, Hello, that's another good one. Hang On to Me, another Smith Ballou. Did we do that one already? Yeah. Okay. Good Little Bad Little You, 2 different versions. Okay, so Hello Cutie. Let's look for the word hello and see if we've played this song before in the last week or so. Hello Sunshine, Hello, but not Hello Cutie. The Blue Show, which is over a week ago, and a couple of days before that, no Hello Cutie. So we're safe on that one. Cutie, and I believe that was the Ipana Troubadours. Yes, Ipana Troubadours. Ipana was a toothpaste, and they were the Ipana band, I believe. my memory serves. 1927. All right. One more. After this, what is this? Earthquake, 1934. Ted Lewis. We've already done a Ted Lewis. We've already got one repeat with somebody here. Somebody's repeated, I know. Oh, it was repeated from yesterday or whatever. Okay, yeah, You're Simply Delish was played yesterday. That was the repeat. Okay, what do we got? Earthquake. Ted Lewis. I'm not seeing any repeats in artists today. Do I want to play Earthquake? Yeah, let's do Earthquake. Ted Lewis. And what was that? 1934? Yes. My brain is firing on a few cylinders this morning. And that takes care of my show for this evening. And there we have it. Isn't that pretty? All right. And so I've got my ascending and descending arrows over here. One here, one here, one here. And then my descending, the red ones, going upward. And I've got my three commercial blocks here that are empty. And then I've got a little spot down here at the bottom where I can fill it in with some closing statements, mentions, that kind of stuff. So that does this book, my programming guide, and this also has the program guides for the week. So this is the week of June 22nd. So it's got all my old and new programming guides in order, so I can keep track of stuff. Ooh, it's almost 6:30. I've got to wake up my wife in 15 minutes and send her off to her friend's house. Let me warm up my coffee, as I promised. So let's see, my wife will be gone until about noon. My alarm should be going off in 15 minutes to inform me it's time to get her up. Why doesn't she use an alarm? So that we can have that thing that husbands and wives are supposed to have, right? Honey, it's time to get up. Isn't that better than You know, you get a soft touch, honey, it's time to get up. Even though it's like that, she's like, huh? All right. So, I'm her alarm on Wednesdays. Sometimes Tuesdays, but usually just Wednesdays. And when she's gone, I'm going to finish the show, have something to eat, and then go lay down. I'm not going to do anything here. I've already picked out my show. What I might do here is, in the next hour, edit a video that I will upload, right? And I'll run you through how I do a video. So, in fact, let me go ahead and bring that up now. And I will show you exactly what I do to create one of these old-time radio shows. Let's do that. I need a suspense, right? So I am going to look into here and see which episode of suspense I need. I need the burning court. Did I do that one already? Let me just bring up my YouTube here and double check the status. Inner Sanctum, Hunter from Beyond. Hunter from Beyond. That one I haven't done. But I think I might have done the suspense already. So I just have to check. Yada-dum. Da-dee-da-dum. Dum-dum-da-dee-dum. Oh, my coffee's hot. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Videos. Alright, videos. What day is that? It's right in front of you, the 21st. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 21st. Suspense, the burning court. X-1. And then suspense, that one's there. New Adventures of Nero Wolfe. And then the movie for the, what is that, the 8 o'clock movie? Yeah. So I still need to upload Inner Sanctum and vacuum tubes. So I have vacuum tubes already created, and let me go ahead and mark off suspense here on my little list since that one has been uploaded. And I need to create Inner Sanctum, the Hunter from Beyond. So let me get rid of my YouTube, and I'm going to take you along with me, and here I am. Here we go. Alright, isn't that cute? Isn't that special? Alright, we are going to check my file, and I'm going to look for the file that I need. So I'm going to go all the way down here into videos that I'm creating, videos uploaded, going to old time radio file, I'm going to the Inner Sanctum Mysteries, and I'm going to go to the Hunter from Beyond. I've got that, but I don't have the video created yet. So I have the audio. I need to check my graphics and see if I have the Hunter from Beyond and the date. Apparently I have probably the date for it. And these are all ones that haven't been created yet. And then eventually they go into a file or get deleted. Usually they go into a file, and then at some point I come along and go, yeah, I've done all these, and then I just delete the graphics because I no longer need them. So I've got the Hunter from Beyond, and it looks like it's color. It looks like I haven't turned this into a black and white yet. Nor have I added the so what I need to do now is I need to turn this into a standardized version, just like I've done with all of the other ones, and open with in fact, I can just go here, right? All right, let's just open with this. Open. So I'll take this one, and first of all, what I want to do is standardize it, which it looks good like this, right? But I'm trying to make this old stuff. So I'll take the color out of it and then adjust this to give myself a better, and I'll usually just swing wide in one direction or the other depending on how it helps that, and then give it a vignette. And then that's it. That's all I do. Try to keep it basic so that when I'm coming through, it's easy to do a bunch of these, right? I'll go out and find my photo, and so now I've got to Inner Sanctum Mystery, key, title, graphic, which is what I usually call them, and then I'll go 6, what is it, 6.9, 16.9? What the hell is it? Yeah, that's it, right? Or I can just do widescreen. Alright, now it's going to be saved, and it looks like I already have a black and white one there. Why is it? Alright. I'll save it there next to it because apparently there's more than one. I didn't see the black and white version there. Where is it? It's not here. It must be saved somewhere else. Ah, crap. Oh, it's probably here now. No. Alright, let's try this again so I can just find it easier this way, and I think this is the best way to just open it back up. Do exactly what I did before, only just go save as a copy and then look to where it fucking saves, right? Suspense graphics. But where is that? YouTube videos. Old time. Suspense graphics. And that's where it's at, right? Why isn't it there? Because look, there's one right there. Why won't it show it to me? Am I missing something here? Oh. Yeah, you're an idiot. It's right there. Yeah, well, I was looking at this and thinking it was that, right? So let's take this one, and we'll open up this, and we'll just take this one and we'll dump it over here, because that's where it belongs. And now I can go here, and there it is, you dummy. Right? You know what? I gotta go back here. I gotta open it up. No. I need to do this one first. So I'm gonna do this again, only I'm gonna reverse it. I'm gonna open it up with I can't do it that way. Alright, then I'll just open this. Yeah. Isn't this fun? This is what I do. I sit and I fiddle. So let's insert this graphic that I was playing with. I don't want suspense graphics, I want inner sanctum graphics. So let me go there and there, and then I will open up you know what, I'm gonna open up this one because I gotta re-black and white it anyway. So let's open that one. And we're done. And we're going to 16:9 it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Let's take a look at it. Alright, that'll work. Now we will insert the caption for the bottom here, which will be, is it here? It's not there. Yeah, it is. Oh, get out of here. Really? I have it in black and white? Well, then I'm going to go somewhere else. Let's do a new one. Let's don't save this. Let's grab a new one. And we are going to insert the black and white one. Why? Because I can. And I can just use the black and white and then shrink it down and I'm done. Rather than have to go back and black and white the thing again. Well, while I do really like this picture, the way it is, it really does have to be 16:9 in order to fit it onto most screens and look nice. So let's just do that. Get that hand there and some of these ghosts down here. It'd be neat to get the whole ghostly thing down here, but what are you going to do? Let's do a little bit of both. Alright. Grab that. And done. Now we will insert the graphic as a black and white element. This looks like a good spot where it doesn't interfere with the ghosts. Ooh. Try to get it looking good there. Right underneath the light would be nice because it's got this lighted spot in the middle here, you know, so it would look really good like that. So do we want to do that? I actually like that. Oop, where'd it go? Come back, come back. Okay, so we're going to leave that one there. And it looks really good under that light with this reflection off of it. So we'll leave that there. This looks good in the dark. And now we've got room here to put our title and our date. Right? So let's save this. And this is the one we will save as the 16:9 title key graphic, right? So, inner sanctum key title graphic 16:9. And now that file is saved in my program here. And aha, now the important thing here is to save it in the right spot in the file. So it should go into the inner sanctum, not the suspense like we did last time. 3rd Avenue, so these is movies. We must have been making movie titles. Alright, all the way down. Get you open, old time radio, inner sanctum, graphics, and save, and bada bing. So now that's saved. So now let's open up my editing program, a simple Microsoft video editing program. It's the easiest stuff to use for this So, you know, I don't need much. So they are kind of finicky, temperamental programs, but they're fun. Fun.
It's fun stuff, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I get to reward myself with a Hitsky Bobitsky. All right. So I've already got videos created that I've been using as my templates. And all I do is I pull stuff out and put stuff in, right? So now I'm going to go look for the Inner Sanctum one, and I'm just going to swap out my new graphics and my new, whatchamacallits. Here's the Inner Sanctum. See, now it's color. We got color graphics now, and it's nice, but I want to switch all of my stuff to black and white, right? All of my stuff, I want to go full-blown retro, dude. So we're going to let all of this boot up so that I can swap it all out. Swapping. Oh, and it's time to wake up the missus, but my alarm didn't go off. I'll be right back. So let's enjoy that until I'm back. Oh yeah, time for a yawn session and then coffee. Okay, so back to the program here. Here I am here. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to get rid of everything. We're going to dump everything. We don't need these two graphics anymore because now they're combined. We need the new title and date graphics, and we need the new audio track. So I am going to, and every once in a while when you put your cursor over the audio track, it'll play a little bit of it.
Inner Sanctum Mystery, brought to you by the makers of Cottage Pig.
So you can make sure what it is, right, which is a cool feature. All right, so I'm going to just start dumping. Dump. 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 I could grab it all and dump it all at once. But like I said, this program is a little finicky, and I don't want to piss it off. Because it'll happen as soon as I start loading up audio and throwing it on there, then I'm in trouble. All right, so let's find Inner Sanctum, Old Time Radio, the Inner Sanctum, and first we'll grab the audio, The Hunter from Beyond. Right, and it loads up. And it's loading. So while it's loading, I'll go get some graphics. And what is the date of the show? I need to know the date of the show. So I will go to my book, my master files, and I will go through and find the Inner Sanctum Mysteries. And they are not in this book, which means they are on file, right? So we are going to cancel this, and we are going to go find the file and look and see what show we're looking for. OTR files, Inner Sanctum Mystery. And we are looking for The Hunter from Beyond, and we're going to go ahead and exit. Give it a red X, which means we've turned it into a video. So, oh, that's right. I got a bong hit here.
I'm allowed to do that. I'm an adult.
Okay, so here's my list of shows. It's just a copy and paste from one of those internet things. And I'm looking for The Hunter from Beyond. I believe it's a couple of pages down. Some of these have red X's, which means they've been turned into videos. Some of them have red slashes, which means I have the audio, but no video. So I'm going to do that. Backspace, put an X, and we are going to make sure that we grab the right date along with that. 11/7/41, right? 11/7/41. And we are going to go here. And type in Hunter. From beyond. And go down to the date. And it's September, what was it, 9? See, September, and I can go here, do that, and go September 29, September 7, okay, so September 7, 49, now, is it really 40? No, it was 40. Ah, jeez. 41. Okay, so we're in the right year. So that title is changed. This is Hunter from Beyond. We will grab the correct graphics. And 9/7. I bet you that's it. It's, no, it's September 7th. Did I create the wrong graphic? Or I just hadn't made that graphic yet, right? Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this Bong Hit here, and then I'm going to go make this date graphic for the correct show. And it's the 29th, right? 9/29 or 9 crap 9/7. See, what a doofus brain I got.
He's got the right stuff and he don't even know it. Honey, tell him. Leave him alone, Harry. He's fucked in the head.
Okay, Hunter from Beyond. So now I got my two graphics here, and I also need my 16:9 key title graphic. There. So now I've got my 3 graphics for the show, and I'll open them. And there's that. See, now I have one less graphic, which means one less element to edit together, which means a quicker save, a quicker process, right?
Is my volume okay?
Or is it like not when I'm back here? I'm whispering Jack Smith. Yeah.
Alright, Bong Hit, baby.
There you go. Now, if I had the fast internet speed, I could actually create this video and then upload it to YouTube and show you how I do that. But you probably know how to do that already, right? Somebody maybe doesn't know how. Inner Sanctum. How come this is so short? How come it's only 5 minutes? Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Let's put it here. And we're going to go back and hit play.
History. Of course, you've heard other stories where it took a long time to bring a criminal to justice, but have you ever heard one before where someone waited 100,000 years to get their man? Patience may be a virtue in some things, Raymond, but certainly is not.
Okay, so that's a bummer. All right. So rather than try to screw around with this, let's import another one, and hopefully we'll get it right this time. So, oh, that's my wife. This one, Hunter from Beyond, 5 minutes. The Island of Death, 28 minutes. Let's take that one. We're going to open this file. We're going to go and we're going to get this back like that. And we're going to see if the Island of Death is nearby. The Island of Death is from 12/7/41. And we're going to go here. Yeah. The Island of Death is not keyed up yet. Death has claws, dead reckoning. Let's do one of those. Alright. Death ship, we did that one. Let's look for a red slash. How's that? Okay, let's go down. And XX slash Island of Death. December 7th. (12/7). I don't see Island of Death. I see 12/7, but I don't see the Island of Death. Oh, there it is. Okay.
He's doing it again.
Okay, and then that. So let's do that. Let's go here, and we'll X that one, and we'll dig up those graphics. Hunter from Beyond, Island of Death. All right. Seven, Island of Death. Open it up. Bada bing bang boom. Let's drop this puppy in because that's our meat and potatoes. Let's drop this guy in. Oh, we don't want that. We want this. And let's zoom in and stretch this puppy out. Right. There we go. Okay. Important is we're going to fade the audio in. It'll be a 1/2 second fade. Come on. Go ahead. We're going to fade in the key title graphic here. 1/2 second. Come on. There we go. There we go. And we're going to back up all the way to the end, to the beginning. And we're going to add in the title. We're going to zoom back in. We're going to extend this title throughout the whole darn thing there, right? And then we are going to size that title graphic so that it looks good in one spot. And that looks good. So let's take a look at it up close. And now we're going to put the date in here. All right. So when I do the date, I like to go to the end, and I like to back up 30 seconds. Because we only really need to see the date at the end. Like the end credits kind of thing. Right? So here we go. So we're at 30 seconds left. I am going to insert the date and take that to the end. out. Did I do the fade on this? Nope. So now everything should be faded together. Right, and then let's check the beginning.
Following Japan's declaration of war on the United States, Hawaii has been under 2 air attacks today.
So this seems to be a special December 7th edition. So it's got some World War II stuff going on here. Pearl Harbor attack. And we'll go to the end and we'll back up 5 seconds and we'll see how, see there? There we go. Let's take this date and put this date and make it nice and cute. And we'll put it in here. And then we'll take a look at that. There's that. It's a little too small. Let's grow it. Let's grow it a little bit. Alright, and then recenter it. And check it out again. That looks good. Alright, now let's go back and make sure that the title is correct. And I don't think it is. It should say the Island of Death, and it still says the Hunter from Beyond. Alright, and then we're going to change the date to December 7th. Look at that. Oh, look at that. I saved all that typing. And we got 41. Okay. That is set. We have a video ready. It has the correct title. It has the correct date. It has the correct audio. We've checked to make sure that it all flows together. Right? And let's shrink it down. So there's not much going on in the program. And then export it as a 16:9, right? At a pretty good high quality, right? And then we'll let that save. And that is going to save how quick? Looks like it's going to save pretty not too slow. It's probably going to take about a half an hour to save this. So we'll get back to it. We'll look over at it in a few minutes and see where it's at. And it should probably be saved before the end of the show, right? And if so, then it looks like my program over here has been stealing some kilobytes. I've got some dropped frames there, man. Alright, the coffee's getting cold again. Darn it. So, usually goes to about, I don't know, about 2.5% to 5% before it'll give me a time estimate. And it's just gonna save it to file, and it's running through a real-time kind of thing here, playing it and saving it. And then it'll show right here how much time is left. It's probably going to say, I'm going to say 30 minutes to 45 minutes. It shouldn't be one of those hour-long saves. It's going pretty quick. It might say an hour, and then in a few minutes go to 45 minutes. But they usually don't take more than an hour, these little shows. Now the X-1s, I've got that moving star field and a bunch of different graphics and stuff going on, plus the audio. Those things take forever. So 45 minutes This might bump down to half an hour here in a couple of minutes, or it might take a full 45 minutes. It's a half an hour long show, less than a half an hour, so it should take around a half an hour to save because there's not a whole lot going on. I got 2 graphics up right now, and while they did have to fade in and out, they're not doing anything now. They're just sitting there. So it's not a big deal for the program. So we'll probably bump down to a 30-minute save here before too long. So we'll check back on that. So we've done some, I don't think we've created any graphics, have we? Did we? We were going to, and then we decided that we were just going to switch because no, we did. We did. All right, doesn't matter. So inner sanctum, there it is. So I'm putting a hash mark there because it's being saved as a video, and then when I upload it to YouTube, that hash will turn into an X and inform me that yes, you've already done that. Move on. And then I'll take that video that I've uploaded and put it into a file that says you've uploaded this, don't fuck with it. And then eventually it'll get saved onto external hard drive and completely washed from the computers completely, totally. Right? So that's how I do that.
That's how I do that. That's how I do that.
So let's see, what do we do this morning? We've been very productive. We got the show ready for this evening, so I don't have to deal with that. All I have to do is start up, open up 4 windows. 1 for the music, 1 for the commercials, 1 for the opening pre-show, and then 1 for the opening and closing of the show. So there's 4 files that open up with just tons of stuff in them. And then I use those through the show. Grab songs, play those, grab commercials, play those, grab a opening or a closing, and throw that in there, and try to do all of these elements starting at about 4:30 in the evening. I'll put on the pre-show and let that play until it's time to start my credits. And that's fun because it has a lot of commercials and my program guide and stuff. And then we just did a video here. And this one is going to get uploaded today. So after I sign off here, this video will get uploaded, and 1 more video will get uploaded, and then that'll take the burden off of Thursday and Friday, having to upload some more stuff. Because Friday evening is usually when I make my program guide and try to get it on. And what a bummer was is that I got sidetracked, and I made the program guide and all the graphics and uploaded them to the graphics to the different places, but I didn't upload the video to YouTube until like Monday, right? Or Sunday night. It was like, oh my God, I forgot to put it on. I like to do it on Friday. Okay, that week's over. Let's start the new week, right? And I didn't do it. All right, so look at that. This has gone down to 30 minutes here. So this one's saving pretty quick. I like the new graphic. Works for me. It's calm. It's subdued.
That looks nice. Yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's nice.
So we'll let it just do its thing there. And now I'm gonna start thinking about food because the missus is gonna munch.
Ah, cheese.
That's all right. We got just under an hour here to do what we do. So there's that. How y'all doing out there? Did you, if you were here, what was it, last night for the Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia show, let me know what you think. Not now, but in the comments at some point. Yeah, let me know what you think. Did you like the show? Did you check it out?
Did you?
the hell's he talking about, man? What show? Show. For show. For show and tell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Alright, inner sanctum here. This is the Island of Death. That's what we did? Yeah, December 7th, Island of Death. John and Muriel lose their way while driving in a storm on Haiti. Ooh, it's even on an island. They see an old man and try to get his attention by honking at him when their horn mysteriously stops working. The old man says he stopped the horn and gives the directions to their friend Alan's plantation. Muriel wonders if the old man was a witch doctor. Ooh. Once at Alan's plantation, they are told stories about local voodoo. Ooh, when John wants to find out more, Pierre does some voodoo with some knuckle bones and predicts an unhappy future. Ooh, written by Robert Newman. Right on. Aired on the Blue Network and sponsored by the Carter's Little Liver Pills. I remember that.
That's
The show begins with a 25-second news report about the attack on Pearl Harbor that happened earlier the same day of the broadcast. Wow. So there's that. Wow. That's pretty heavy. So there you go. Guess we don't need this open anymore. We've already exited. So let's exit it. Let's save. And exit.
Yeah.
Alright, 25% to go on the saving of that. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a special hour-long Wednesday edition of Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. Seems like it'd be the easiest day to pull that off. There's never anything going on Wednesday, right?
Hi, Oliver.
Beep, 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 beep. But maybe, be able to do fun stuff. That just means I'd probably have to do a little creating, right? Putting together video montages and, hi Oliver, little guy. And little excerpts from things. Yeah. Because I'd have to create graphics, right? If I'm able to use a snippet out of a movie from the 1920s or 30s, well then I'll have to caption that. Here's the movie, here's the year, here's the studio, artist, whatever. Right? Because it would have to fit in with the theme of the show, and the theme of the show is the 1920s and 30s. And we had movies then. A lot of risque movies too. A lot of pre-code stuff. So I'll try to find things that that I don't have to get in trouble over. Some things you would think, hey, that's no problem. And then boom. So I have to deal with stuff that's like 100 years old. Right? Or older. So that's going pretty far back, That's pretty far back to be going for video. 1924. So we're just barely out of the silent pictures. There's still silent pictures being made in 1924. But, and then silent stuff. This is some silent stuff that still has copyrights attached to them. So, yeah, it's really going to be hit and miss. I mean, how do you do like little snippets of Hal Roach or Max Fleischer? I don't know. How do you do that? How do you get away with that? I guess I'm going to find out. I'll have to do a quick edit and grab a bunch of 10-second blurbs, put them together, and upload it and see what happens. And then try a bunch of 20-second blurbs, and then 30, and then a minute, and then 5 minutes, and then see what I can get away with on these little video bites. Because that's kind of what an extension of the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia would be reaching into the video end of that. Because we've got early audio, now we need to see the early video. Sure? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Baby, can you dig it? I can dig it. Can you dig it? I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, dig it, dig it. Can you dig it? Dig it, baby. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Beady, 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 beady. $8. Alright, going in. Going in, cover me. Cover me, watch the door. And I try to keep the nighttime show clean of this kind of stuff. I do it in the breaks off camera. While you're listening to music. That's probably what I'm doing, right? 30 minutes left. 30, just almost 39% processed. That's cool. Go ahead and refresh my live chat here to see if nothing's going on. Still one viewer, fly on the wall. Hi. Bzz, 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 bzz. I can dig it. I can totally dig it. I'm often a fly on the wall. Real life cam. Look it up. It's exactly that, real life cam. And you go to the website and it's real life cam, right? And you can be a voyeur, you can be a fly on the wall and watch other people in their apartments, right? You can have this apartment, but it's cheap because there's cameras everywhere that are always on. That's the stipulation. And you have to act normal. You can't hide stuff. You can't not do things because you know you're on video. And that's the trick, right? So I've been kind of keeping track of this thing off and on for, I don't know, maybe 10 years, right? And it's still there. And many of the houses, the apartments, are the same house, the same apartment that I saw way back when I first started being a voyeur, a fly on the wall on that place. Because it was really weird. You know, you're all of a sudden, you switch to an apartment and go to a camera, and it's just somebody sleeping. And that's it. You sit there and watch that person sleep. You come back and they're in a different position. You come back and there's a cat across their face or something. And it's just really, really weird to watch these people running around the house naked, in the bathroom shaving, and you only have access to 1 or 2 cameras in the house. If you want access to more, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, that kind of stuff, then you have to pay a fee, right? I'm not into paying fees. So I just stop by once in a while, look to see who the new tenants are, see what they're cooking in the kitchen, because it's usually they give you the kitchen and or the living room, and that's about it. Maybe a hallway. And then you look and there's like 8 cameras in the house, and there's like 4 bedroom cameras, 2 bathroom cameras. And then you realize that it's not just 2 people, it's like roommates. It's like a 6-room apartment, multi-story, cameras in everywhere, and it's just weird. But it's voyeuristic, it's fun. I kind of like it. It's kind of kooky. It's right up my navel. I mean, my alley. It's neat. It's weird. So if you get a chance to check it out, it's Real Life Cam. Just Google it. Real Life Cam. Real Life. L-I-F-E. Life. Real Life Cam. Not real live, but Real Life Cam. And for the most part, it is. You see people. I used to watch this one person who would sit in the middle of their living room naked playing the cello. And they would just practice and practice and practice. Every once in a while you'd see them on the couch wrapped up in a blanket reading, but for the most part they sat in the living room and just practiced this cello. You know, it was weird. People painting, sculpting, just sitting there playing the guitar, sitting on the couch watching TV, being couch potatoes. A lot of people in the kitchens. I always seem to catch people in the kitchens, you know. It's kind of weird. But it's neat. Real Life Cam. Check it out. I'll go ahead and type it in the comments here. So people are like, what the hell is he saying? Life Cam. And there we go. Real Life Cam. Google it and check it out. It's weird. I had it 2 laptops ago, and I just stopped paying attention to it because it wasn't on these computers, and it had been so long ago, like 7 or 8 years, that I was keeping track of it. I figured they were gone. And just the other day, I was like, I wonder if that thing is still happening. And I looked it up on one of my laptops here. And it was like, oh my gosh, there it is. And I went there, and it's pretty much set up the same. Most of the cameras are locked. And you go from apartment to apartment, and you see the names, first names of the people there. Sophie and Bobby and Jimmy and Elroy. And they all live in this apartment, and they've each got cameras in their rooms, and you can hang out with them, and you know, and it's really cool for people, especially who have nobody, right? They live a solitary life. They don't have any friends. They don't get out. They don't socialize, but they like to kind of feel like they are, and that's one of those. That's like this, right? I would expect people like that to come here and hang out and just watch, you know, because they're like bored. I got nothing going on. I'll sit and watch, see what's going on in this dipshit's head, right? But that's neat because they don't acknowledge that you're there. They completely ignore the camera. They don't get up and go, you know. It's real life. They just go about their business. They sign a contract that they just got to be normal, and they do. And mostly young people. Mostly young people. Every once in a while, you get like an older couple in their 40s, maybe. And then those are the ones that are really weird because they're total exhibitionists and do all kinds of weird shit in front of the camera. But they're just doing their normal shit, and that's the scary part. Is like, God, if this is how they are normally, man, look out, world. Yeah, for sure. This thing has 30 minutes to go still, but it's 52.3%. So that means we're going to be down to about 15 minutes and about another 25%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then I'll shut the show off at the end here of the broadcast and pop that puppy onto YouTube real quick. And it should only take about 15 or 20 minutes to put onto YouTube. And then if I do one more, actually if I do 3 more videos, I'll have 3 days completed, and I'll only have to finish off 2 days, which is only 4 videos. So, yeah, I'll split the difference. For sure. Try to upload 3 videos at some point here today before I turn all of this crap off. Because it's going off, man. I'm leaving for a couple of days. It's going off, man. I'm not taking any of it with me. Except for a phone. I don't even think I'll go live while I'm out. I might do a morning coffee thing if I can dig up any good coffee in the morning. You usually got to go out. You can't where can I just run downstairs and get a good cappuccino or something, I don't want sugar and cream. I want some flavor, baby. Chocolate. That's what I like. I like it sweet, baby. Hot and sweet. Ooh, we picked out that song today. Where is it? Sweet and hot. That's what we picked out. Sweet and hot. Sweet and hot. Totally. Let's see. My body hurts. It's waking up now, and I ain't liking it. I'm going to have to eat something and deal with all that and all that entails. Entails? Is he wearing a tuxedo? Yes. My pajamas are a tuxedo. Yes. Yes. Wow, I feel inhibited. Right? I like that new graphic. That new graphic works. I'm pretty much doing that to all of my graphics, is turning them black and white. Except for the X-1. Because space is already black and white. Right? Besides, that's the way I started that series. That's the first series I started making videos for. And it's going to continue that way. I'm going to do all the way through the series Dimension X. I might do a side window with the stars going by the side, right? I might do something like that. I might actually create a window with the stars going by and a cockpit with the stuff in it. That would be neat. I could do stars coming this way at this cockpit and going by on this cockpit in this window. That would be weird. Right? How could I create that graphic? Find still shots of a cockpit, still shot of a window, fuse it together, turn it into a 16:9, put some star field behind the front window, star field behind the side window, boom. Bada friggin' boom. Can I do that? Sure. Will I? I don't know. Seems kind of time consuming. I hear the trash man. The trash man. Here comes the trash man. The trash man. The trash man. He's just about done out there. And then he's going to drive by my window. Because that's what he does. Twice a week. Because we got trashy people. There's a lot of trash that comes out of this place. You think that, with only a few tenants that are here, there wouldn't be that much trash. But, man. It's a lot of trash. People put out a lot of trash, man. Pollution is a matter of choice, man. Stop thinking about other people's garbage. Think about your own, man. For sure, dude. Totally, for sure. Am I gone? Anyway, maybe we'll... I don't know. I was going to say maybe we can dig up some of that real-life cam. But I don't know about the, cross-pollinization of this and that. The YouTube with the... Here he comes. That's a trash man. That's a trash man. That's a trash man. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take this off because I wanna make sure I get an adios. I don't want to miss the goodbye. Totally. Anyways, so like, for sure, a new song, Earthquake. I don't think I've heard it. Ted Lewis, Earthquake. So we've got 2 Ted Lewis songs tonight. That's great. Earthquake. And Farewell Blues. I haven't heard that one either. It's very cool. Very cool stuff. Quite a few of these things I haven't heard. And haven't heard of many of them in a while. Very nice. Hallelujah, I'm a Bum. That's a new one for me. Simply Delish. I may have heard that one once so far. Read and Write in Rhythm, Helen Kane. That one is, I've only heard that one once. That's a new one. That's the original Betty Boop. I like it. Yeah, lots to do today. I gotta get ready for this trip, finish getting ready, get some food, get a nap, get a shower, do my show, get the rest of the stuff together and leave town, and oh my goodness. At least my daughter's young. Should give me some energy. Oh, a nice cruise through the desert at sunset. We should be just out of the Mojave Preserve before sundown, which will be very cool. I should go ahead and take a look up the road and see what the preserve is looking like today. Is it open? Is it closed? Do they have it closed for any reason? There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. There we go. Kelbaker Road. Kelbaker Road, under the 40, into the preserve. I'm not seeing any stops or closures. We'll get into Kelso, zoom in. Looks pretty clear all the way through Kelso, down Kelso, Sema Road. Then we'll get down to what, Sema here? Or is Sema the one that's up? Yeah, there's Sema. Right. And we take that to Pioneer Line Road, and we take that all the way through the rest of the park, and we come out on Nipton. We take Nipton Moore Road up to Nipton, and then we take Nipton Road up to a couple of minutes up to the 15. And there's kind of quicker ways of doing this, but then you don't get the nice drive, and I prefer the drive. So we take Nipton to the 15, and so far the 15 is looking unhindered. There doesn't seem to be any traffic or closures. Up the 15 into Prim, and it's looking good from there so far, all the way up into into Enterprise and Las Vegas, man. Yeah, Las Vegas, man. And that's pretty much it. The New York, the Paris, the Foobity Woobity, and the Blibbity Blobbity. And there's a little traffic there. Boy, that's great, Jerry. Okay. I'm kind of bummed that it's not all of us going. That's why my daughter plans it. She's on a budget. But we'd have to get a place with the dogs. And take the dogs with us. Which I would love to do a dog trip here soon, right? That would be fun. Get a little cheap little Airbnb someplace and bring the dogs along. Let them, ooh, down to 15 minutes here. Yeah, baby. Well, that's pretty cool. Cool stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. I have to remember that when I do my weekly programming, I have to slip a card in there that says I'm going to return to original content programming this fall at some point. I'm going to be taking a lot of our old family created movies and family audio and family photos and be making more videos with that stuff. So, as well as more regular slideshows and concert footage videos, and hopefully get into doing some more produced videos in some of those series, out buying records and going to the movies, and you know, the docu-series, Elsinore Brothers docu-series. So that'd be cool. And I also at the same time have to deal with reunion stuff and creating elements for that whole thing. And at some point I'm going to be putting together audio and video stuff for the event. So yeah, a Dropbox for videos and audio is going to be key. You can mail it to me, you can email it to me, you can just text it to me or message it to me if it's a small enough file. But I've got to have ways of people getting stuff to me, you know. Stuff that has to be kept on the QT until it's used, right? I don't want everybody to see what everybody's sending. I want it to be a surprise when they get there. So I don't want you to post stuff directly to my page. Here, share this. Do it in a private message. If anything, just do it in a private message. Or share it with me privately on... Hi, baby, love you. Be careful, drive safe. And she's gone. And the dog wants out now. Be right back. Big Bessie. Oh, you're staying in that chair, huh? Big Bessie. So yeah, there's my bald head. There's my bald head. A life of worry, right? So let's see. This thing is 77.5% saved here. So that's good to go. Right. Bald head. Bald head. And then let's see, what else do I have to do today that I had to do that was important? I've got my clothes picked out. I think laundry is done. I need to grab a few things, a couple of pairs of jeans and some t-shirts. I got underwears and sockses. I imagine I'm just going to wear my Nikes because they're comfortable and I'll be on my feet a lot. The Vans are okay, but not if I'm going to be walking all day. They got no arch support. So I need to make sure I get a couple of waters into the freezer to get icy so that I've got really good cold water all the way to Vegas. If we get a fridge in the room, we'll probably go out and do a little bit of shopping. Get a little half a case of water. Or you know what? We're going to take some more waters with us. And we're going to take snacks. So we'll basically just be bringing back to the room breakfast, lunch, and dinner type stuff. Or eating out. Knowing my daughter, she'll probably just want to either come back to the room and do nothing, or just eat wherever we're at and not have to worry about it, getting back to the room, because we're going to be on foot. We're going to park, and then we're on foot until we come home. I've got to spend probably 7 hours plus or minus in driving back and forth. So I don't want to be driving around Vegas. We're in a central location, right on the Strip, in the Paris, right across from the Caesar, right next to all of the other stuff, the shopping and food. And we probably won't be eating extravagant food. It'll be more like Taco Bell, maybe some cold sandwiches from a sandwich shop. Of course, In-N-Out after the show. Right after the show, we got to go right over to In-N-Out and get food. And probably just eat it there. But it's 2 nights, right? We're going to get there probably to Prim or to Vegas and be hungry. Eating in Prim would be better, because then we could just check in, get there, clean up, go to bed. And try to have an early day where we can go out and do stuff early, grab breakfast, play around, have some lunch, take a nap, and then get up and get ready for the show. And then have a quick bite to eat before the show, knowing that we're going to do cheeseburgers afterwards. So it won't be a whole lot of cheeseburgers on this trip, because we got to do In-N-Out. So it'll be a lot of burritos and sandwiches and I don't know, we might do some sushi. Some sushi. I guess it just depends on what my daughter wants. I'm pretty much open for anything. Hi, Tootsie Footsie. Did you go out and go pee-pees? You're such a cutesy Tootsie. Oh, you're such a cutesy Tootsie. She does her little dance. She's such a cutesy Tootsie. Oh, she's such a cute little girl. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Little old Tootsie. Yeah, she's an old girl. She's retired. Yes, she is. Oh, and she's a playful old gal, too. When she first got here, when I first met her, she just laid on top of Big Dog in my father's trailer, and that was it. That was all I saw her do. Or if she's outside, she'd run from you. I was surprised she'd let me sit down in between them in the trailer hanging out with them when I first met them. Because after that, outside, no, Tootsie didn't have anything to do with me. She'd run and run. I had to dive on her with a blanket to scoop her up. And then when she got here, she was just she didn't have anything to do with anybody. Dogs, people. Nope. Just sat with my daughter. Just sat with her. And then, of course, Oliver would not leave her alone. And finally got her to come out of her shell and start playing. And Tootsie hasn't stopped playing since. with anybody. You just look at her and just start rubbing her. You just rub her, and she just starts dancing around and playing, chewing on you, diving around. She's bizarre. I've never had a weenie dog, and the first Chihuahuas I've had, she's a Chihuahua weenie mix, and she's just weird. She's the weirdest dog. They're all weird. What am I, not weird? Ah, my bong hit here. Looks like about 15 minutes to go in the show. Gosh. And then I won't be taking a shower until right before my nighttime show, because it's the nighttime show, and then grab my bag and we're out of here. Gone. Where's he gone? Grab my little over-the-shoulder bags, backpack full of clothes. I should have pretty much everything in the car except my little day bag. That's it. Grab that. Keys, wallet, glasses, all that shit's in the bag. It's in the bag, baby. Pills and medication. Stuff's got to go in the bag too. I'm going to find a little container for some medication. I'll leave my cigarettes and anise in here. I don't think I'm going to need it. I'll take my bear. Oh, you know what I need to find is an old nasal drop bottle, you know. Nasex, is that what it was? Nasex? I need one of those. My father used Nasex a lot back in the day. He's always using nose spray. Yeah, boy, we picked up weird habits, you know. Just weird, for no reason, these weird habits, you know. Weird little... Actually, they're programmed into us, these habits, these little idiosyncrasies of ours that clog our life and cloud our mind. Yeah, it's the ad men. It's those ad men. They sell us on this shit that we just do not need. And then all of a sudden we find ourselves using this shit all the time for no reason. Does it make our lives easier or more cluttered? Does it make us lazier? Less imagination? Yeah, probably. Totally. A little bit of both. Real life cam, people. Check it out. Google it. Go there. I think you have to be on a... For me, it's better on a laptop because I can actually wide screen it, blow the screen up, full screen, and see what's going on. You know. What is she making there? Is that soup? Or is that a face mask? I guess we'll know as soon as she eats it or puts it on. Right? Weird stuff. Weird stuff. Fun stuff, but weird. Dog, what are you doing, Sam? Huh? Sam? You want to go to bed now already? Want to go back with Natalia? Samuel? Probably. They'll just click around and totally drive me nuts. And Tootsie wants to go back to bed. I know she does. Get in here with you, Natalia. Come on. Get in. My dog has OCD, man. Really. Like, walks up to the bed, turns around, looks at me, walks into the bed, turns around, looks at me, walks out the door, walks in the door, walks up, looks at the bed, walks over to the ramp, looks at me, walks back to the... I mean, he's got to do this routine, you know? He's got to The guy's mental. He's friggin' mental. 3 minutes left on saving the Inner Sanctum episode Island of Death. Island of Death. Wah, 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 wah. Island of Death. And of course I've got the file saved as the Island of Death, so I will remove the in the file name so that it all jibes, you know. So as soon as it's done processing, then it gives me an option to save it to my computer, because right now it's just processed within the program and saved within the program. So once it's done, I will then save it from the program directly to my external hard drive and bypass the computer, so the computer's hard drive doesn't take a hit with the gigabyte or half a gigabyte that it's going to be, right? And then when I upload it to YouTube, I will just upload it directly from the external hard drive. So I will open up this file, retitle it and remove the word "the," and then save it in the YouTube's uploaded file, where I will extract it later for upload. And then keep on moving on. And once I do that one and vacuum tubes, that day's done. And if I can upload In Search of and Nova, and I might have done this last night, I haven't checked. I know I had stuff going on. So I'll have to check to see what I uploaded last night. And then try to get 3 days uploaded onto YouTube, so that I've only got a couple of videos to do, Thursday and Friday, and make the programming guide, and work on other video stuff. I should try to get into going out at least once a week to open mic, if nowhere else, just so that I don't get introverted too much, because I will just withdraw inside of myself, and then I look up and it's like, wow, 3 weeks have gone by, and hi family. I mean, it's just, I get so wrapped up in bullshit, you know, that I just, that's where I'm at. You know, I have to remind myself every day, several times a day, to stop, acknowledge there's someone in the house, get up, help my wife with dinner, get up, wash a load of dishes, talk to my daughter, you know, interact, because the depressive side of me just wants to withdraw and just get into something and lose myself in something, right? And I have to really fight to stay out of there, right? Did I do that bong hit? I did. I gotta go to the secondary here. So this is good. I'm starting to feel a little less attached to the pain that woke me up. And I'm feeling more like putting on a movie. Last night we put on stuff from my channel. I'm watching stuff from my channel, because there's so much there that I haven't seen. I would find it, process it, check it out, and upload it, but I wouldn't watch it. And I've got so much to watch now. So many of these educational films I haven't seen, and if I have, I haven't seen them since school, and I've only seen bits and pieces, creating it up and uploading it. All right, so now we'll go ahead and go back over here so we can see the full process. We have it's saved, it's gone now, it's now saved. It gives me the option to save it to Connect Drive, save it to my computer. It's already here saved in download, so I'm going to open it up. First thing I'm going to do is grab the file name here, and I'm just going to back up and get rid of the, right? And now the file is saved as that. I can get rid of this, take this file here and move it to my external hard drive. Choose my location, go down to the Bada Bing YouTube uploaded videos, Old Time Radio, the Inner Sanctum Mysteries, and save it there. So it's going to move over to there. And then from there, I can take it and upload it. Well, I will take it and upload it directly to YouTube and get my copyright checks and all of that stuff done on it. And then they usually pass unless they've got some kind of weird song on them or music or something. Because they're just audio from, you know, what, 75 years ago, 70 years ago. That's a long time, right? Remember, we're just 2 years away from, what is a bicentennial plus 50? What is that, a sesquicentennial or something? I don't recall. What is 250-year anniversary called, right? Let's ask the computer that. What is a 250-year anniversary called? Go. A bisesquicentennial. Okay, so that's what we are having in 2 years, 250. A bisesquicentennial. Are they planning anything? Well, I guess it's going to depend on who is in the administration. And a tercentennial is 300 years. 2076. I ain't going to see that. So that's cool. That's cool. So it's a bisesquicentennial, right? Okay, so that file is saved. It's gone. It's moved. That's it. That's all she wrote. Now all I got to do is open up YouTube and pop it onto YouTube. And that's it. It's done. Game over for that. And then I'll put a little mark, and that's how we do that. I sit and do this every day. I will sit and bang out anywhere from 1 or 2 videos to a dozen videos a day, creating them. Sometimes 20 videos creating. And then I can only upload so many a day, and then I reach my limit, and they say, no more. You put too much stuff on here. I'm over like 500 videos now, and it's just crap. It's just stuff. Most of it's just stuff that I found from the internet now. Old educational films, old-time radio shows, little old TV. And then probably half of the content is my live stuff and some original stuff. Less than half now. Over the fall and winter, I'm going to balance that out, right? I'm going to start introducing more and more of the original content and back off of the borrowed content. I'm still going to do old-time radio. Still going to do some educational films. I guess I just have to, right? It'll all work out in the end, right? Crap, it's about time for me to run end credits and eat. Yep, I got a big dog here over here, passed out in the chair with her big face hanging over the armrest. It's hilarious. It's friggin' hilarious. Totally hilarious. And let's see. Boot up some end credits here and give this today's episode the kiss off. And then eat. Oh man, I'm starving. Ah, yeah, I gotta get some food in me. Alright, people, well, you know what to do. Be kind, spread love, peace, joy, happiness. Help somebody. Help yourself, but help somebody. Do something for yourself as well as somebody else, alright? Because that's the nice thing to do, alright? Okay, people, you guys, you know, stay cool out there. Be nice to the planet. Yeah, do something for the planet, too. Plant a tree. All right. Love y'all. Take care. I'll see you tonight. Adios. Stay weird.